All right, guys, welcome back to my channel, Skool Gunner. How you all getting on out there, guys? I hope you're keeping well. I hope you had a nice weekend. Very disappointing result yesterday at home against Tottenham. Yeah, really disappointing result. I'm not gonna lie. For myself personally, it was very disappointing. A lot of fans, of course, really annoyed about the result, which I can understand because it was, yeah, it was just a terrible performance from the team, regardless of who we were playing. Regardless if it was an London derby, if it was Spurs, whatever, it doesn't matter. If it could be the smallest team in England, we need to win our home games. It's as simple as that. And the performance just wasn't up to scratch, regardless of who was missing. We had enough players out on the field to win the game. The problem continues in the forwards with the team. We have no centre forward that we can rely on to score goals. Why we bought Kai Havertz is absolutely beyond me. I don't know what role he's meant to play for the team. I mean, why we bought him is absolutely beyond me. Eddie Nketiah isn't up to it. Gabriel Jesus is not up to it to be our out-and-out striker. We need a full forward. We need a number 9. And that's the question that comes in, guys. We need even Ivan Toney, maybe. I mean, Paul Merson has alluded to it recently. I think it would be a good idea to go back into the transfer market. Of course, Toney will not be able to play until January because he is locked up in prison, part of a betting scandal, as far as I know. I'm not going to get into that anymore, but we definitely need a player of his ilk, his quality. Something's going to have to be done because we're desperately short of firepower. We also lack cover in certain areas. It's become evident we lack cover in certain areas when we have a player injured or out and we're struggling. But definitely priority at the moment is a full forward, is a striker. And if that can't be, if we can't get that in January, then I think in the January transfer window, we might as well just, I don't know, come back to reality and face reality the way things are. But yeah, I'm going to take a little look at yesterday's game first. I'm going to watch the highlights and talk you through it. And then we can get into it. But yeah, yesterday was a very disappointing result for anyone connected to Arsenal Football Club. Yesterday was a real disappointing result. I'm going to start as always, before I get into the highlights of the Spurs-Arsenal game, I'm going to start as always by thanking everybody for your continued support on my channel, your likes, your subscribes, and your comments. I really appreciate it. Smash the like in this video of me. I am monetized, so if you want to hit the donate button, please do. I'll donate a little bit of money to the OSG. And without further ado, guys, I'm going to have a look and see what was going on in yesterday's game and the highlights, all right, and talk you through it. But it was a very disappointing game yesterday, of course. I mean, madness. For those of you who don't know, guys, I finished 2-2. Arsenal 2, Tottenham 2. And it was, yeah, shocking. All right, here we go. Arsenal on the attack at the beginning. Odegaard to Saka. Saka running in. Nice cross in. Jesus with a great chance, but a fantastic save by the Spurs goalkeeper. Pushed away by Vicario. It was a very tight angle there. Saka set the ball up to the back post. Gabriel Jesus came rushing in, but couldn't finish it. Saka again shoots. Romero blocks it, but it's into the net. And 1-0 to Arsenal. Saka doing his thing. And that was 1-0 to Arsenal. Terrible play from Spurs then. Maddison robbed the ball. Gabriel Jesus just put it over the bar. Maddison got away with it there, guys. The ball was stolen from him. Jesus nipped in very quick and blasted it over. Could have been 2-0 there, guys. Kulusevski on the ball for Spurs in the box. Plays it off. Son. Johnson, but a great save by David Raya. Arsenal's new number 1, the way it's looking. Great save by Raya. And Arsenal somehow get the ball clear. Great save by Raya. And Ramsdale even acknowledging it. Spurs with the ball, and here we go. Maddison with a great pass for Son and a fantastic goal. Maddison got away from Saka, played the ball across, and Son finished it off. That's all it was about it. Great ball from Maddison and a great finish from Son. Arsenal again with a corner. The ball goes in. Ben White takes a shot, and it looks like Romero blocked it with his hand. And the Arsenal press calling for a penalty. And it was VAR. Bukayo Saka finishes off the penalty, guys, to put us 2-1 up. But of course, the bad news, guys. The bad news about the whole thing. Spurs came back at us. Jorginho was robbed by Maddison. He played it to Son, and Son made it 2-2. No time at all, guys. Spurs had equalised. Jorginho was robbed of possession. Brilliantly by Maddison. A beautiful pass. And Son puts it away with ease. And that was basically it, guys. No more to say about it. A very, very disappointing result yesterday for anybody associated with Arsenal Football Club. Going since 87. That's what I'm calling you now, my friend. Welcome along, man. We can't win the league with Arteta. Yeah, well, look, we were never going to win the league this season anyway. But of course, you're talking about in general. Yeah, we're not going to win the league. We're not going to win the league, of course, you mean in general. Yeah. Well, we were never going to do it this season anyway, like I said. But yeah, you're talking about as a whole with Arteta as coach, we're not going to win the league. Only one team can win it every season, and at the moment that's Manchester City. So we're up against it. But definitely, from what I saw yesterday, it definitely wasn't encouraging. Yeah, I agree with you. I don't think it's possible. Yesterday was definitely a real wake-up call for a lot of Arsenal fans, maybe including myself. We were still riding on the wave of what happened last season, even though it ended ultimately in failure, with the players bottling it, and with Arteta making some bad decisions at the time. Yesterday, we could have done with things being changed quicker than they were. We're relying on players that can't do a job for us up front. I mean, we're really lacking up front, and Nketiah was just off it completely yesterday. But yeah, it was a terrible, terrible performance. There were terrible, terrible subs. I mean, the substitutions as well were just shocking. What else can I say? It really was that bad. It really was that bad. A real wake-up call. Like I said, we're still riding the crest of a wave maybe from last season. We got to win over United. We're back in the Champions League. We won our first game. Saka got his first goal in the Champions League, and everything's rosy in the garden. But yesterday we saw that's not the case. With all due respect to Spurs, they've been on a great run at the moment. They've been playing very well. But you have to win your home games. And it doesn't matter who was out there in front of us. We should have beaten them. I honestly think this will be Arteta's last season. He won't get sacked. He will resign. Arteta even said he nearly quit last season. Question is, my friend, I'm not being smart when I say this or being rude, but who's going to come in instead of him? I mean, who would you have come in instead of Mikel Arteta if that's the case? So Arteta's gone. He's sacked or he resigns. He's gone, yeah. He's not around anymore. Then who would you like to see come in? I mean, what player would you like to see come in? What player would you prefer to see come into the team? You know what I mean? Because honestly, don't know. what manager would you like to see take over? You know what I mean? It's obvious we had problems in the forwards. It's obvious yesterday we had problems decision making on the field. And we waited too long to make a move and to do something when things were going against us. We weren't in the game in the second half. It was all Spurs. They took over after about the 35th minute. And to be honest, we should have been beaten. We should have been beaten. You know what I mean? Simple as that. The Cronkies will probably give the job to Per Mertesacker. But who would you like to see take over as coach? I mean, that's fair enough. They're the owners. Maybe they're going to bring in Per Mertesacker, maybe Thierry Henry. I mean, that wouldn't be a bad idea. Why not Patrick Vieira? An Arsenal legend. But look, we need a manager that's got experience. We need a manager that's got guile. And we need a guy that's won things before. We can't be doing this anymore with former players coming in that love the club and that had a little bit of experience under Pep Guardiola but didn't win anything. Pep was the reason that they were winning things at City, not Mikel Arteta. That's how it is. Diego Simeone, I saw him yesterday. If you were on my watch along, I think for a while I did the Atletico Madrid Real Madrid game, but a great win for Diego Simeone's team yesterday. Atletico, a 3-1 win at home to Real Madrid, a good win for the team. Real had been going fantastic up until that point, but Simeone had them set up in such a way. Morata was on fire. No Benzema, of course, he's gone from the club. Vinicius is injured, so yeah, they were really up against it, Real, and they had no answer. And Morata was thriving, absolutely thriving with the goals. Simple as that. He was on it from day one. His goal right at the start of the second half, that just killed it off. You know what I mean? But yeah, you'd like Diego Simeone, good coach. He's a little bit crazy, but maybe that's what we need right now. But he is a very, very good manager. And I mean, he would get the very best out of the team. He, of course, is a better coach than Mikel Arteta. That goes without saying. But I think so is Postecoglou. But Spurs, respects to the man. They got what they deserved yesterday. I mean, they went out there and they were brave. They were strong. They took the game to us in the second half and we really had no answer. I see 4 people tuning into my stream, guys. Smash the like in this video for me. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And if you want to make a little donation to the Old School Gunner, it would be very much appreciated. I got one the other day. It's been a long time since. But yeah, if you want to make a little donation, guys, £1 or £2, please do. I would appreciate it. And yeah, what can I say? I just did a little walk through the highlights there. Yesterday's game. I'm still disappointed about the game. I'm still on a bit of a downer. I don't know why it affected me like that. Maybe because I'm on a bit of a week's holidays from work at the moment. I have time to put in. I can put in a little bit of time to my channel. But yeah, yesterday was a real downer. I mean, and it was a terrible performance from the team. I mean, what else can I say? It was absolutely shocking what was going on out there. Disappointing, no doubt. So yeah, it is what it is, you know. It is what it is. It's a pity. Yeah, it was very, very disappointing yesterday, unfortunately. The way things ended up, the way things went for us. Yeah, hard to understand really what was going on out there. Decision making, subs, you name it. We had a bit of bad luck, all right. I think Declan Rice getting injured, that probably cost us the win. Jorginho, of course, the mistake for the second goal. That really kind of knocked the confidence out of the team completely. We didn't recover after that. David Raya, I thought he had a good game. The defense were okay. The midfield, Odegaard went missing. He did a mezzo-ruzzle on it. The forwards were up to nothing. They were awful. And that brings me on to the next point, guys. We need a number 9. You think we can win the league without one? A new number 9? Not possible. Paul Merson has come out today and he is saying about the need for Ivan Toney to be signed in January. I would agree with that 110%. Ivan Toney is a baller. He's a beast. He is a fantastic, fantastic player. A real handful. Imagine him in our forward line. with the players that we have, it was Arsenal's worst performance of the season in that second half. Yeah, I'd agree with that. And you know what? It was just the game just slipped away from us. There was no hope of us getting a win. There was no hope of us finding a third goal. It was clear to everybody watching it, all Arsenal fans, it just wasn't going to happen. I mean, I gave up the ghost as soon as I went to 2-2 because I could see the energy and the belief and everything else positive that Arteta has cultivated since he took over as coach, especially in the last season or two. It just vanished. It evaporated into the North London sky, the North London Air guys. And the team just completely. We were at 6s and 7s. It's like half the team were trying and half the team weren't. You know what I mean? It wasn't a collective team effort to get the winner. We just seemed players were all over the place. They didn't know whether they were coming or going. It was just a mess, absolutely a mess in that second half. And Spurs were up for it, man. Especially in the last 15 minutes, they were really up for it. I mean, you could see it. They were relishing it. The physical battles. Not that we put up much of a fight physically against them, to be honest. He just walked all over us. But you could see that Spurs were the team that were more up for it at that point. And to be honest, they had been throughout the whole game. And like they had their share of bad luck. I mean, with the deflected goal, the first goal of Romero, then Romero's handball. I mean, they had their own bad luck, yeah, but we had all the luck. But they still went, and they got a point. Havertz and Jorginho need to be released, not sold. Jorginho has been okay. Okay, yesterday's mistake was, look, it cost us big time, yeah. What can I say? He was caught sleeping. So was Maddison. But luckily for Spurs, Jesus was off target with the shot. Yeah, you remember the Maddison one? He was dodging on the ball as well. Havertz needs to be. Why did we buy him in the first place? And not in personal against the player, no, guys. People be thinking we'd be picking on certain players and using them as scapegoats. Havertz isn't good enough. Either is Nketiah. You know what I mean? And Spurs were reveling in the game yesterday, and they should have absolutely destroyed us. I mean, we were lucky to get away with the point we did, in my opinion. They were by far the better team in the second half. By a mile. They were the only team in the game. All right. So let's go through it. Merson says Arsenal may need to get Tony in January. There's no need about it. Arsenal may need to sign Ivan Tony in January with Gabriel Jesus and Eddie Nketiah not enough, says Paul Merson. He's currently at Brentford, of course, guys, but he's currently locked up at the moment. But of course, he had a January transfer window. Gary Neville talking about Arsenal's lack of composure and missing the right forward. Tell us something we don't know, Gary. You know what I mean? You're saying one thing one week, one thing another week. Should Romero and Nketiah have been sent off? Who cares? Yeah. Both Jesus and Nketiah received criticism for missing big early chances in Arsenal's 2-2 draw against Tottenham in Sunday's North London derby, leaving them 4 points behind faultless leaders Manchester City. Tony, who scored 20 Premier League goals for Brentford last season, is currently serving an 8-month ban for breaching FA's betting rules and will be eligible to return to action in January. Maybe that's the way forward, yeah. But one thing I know for sure, something has to be done because we were absolutely awful yesterday. And he took off Jesus. Let me put up that comment there, guys. And he took off Jesus. How the hell did Nketiah play the full 100 minutes? That's $1,000 a minute. He gets paid $1,000 a minute. Is that what it works out to be? Is it £1,000 a minute? Oh, don't be telling me that, boy. Seriously. I mean, anybody that's working class, guys, that's in a low-paid job like me, in an expensive city like London, had to be hearing that. $1,000 a minute. Oh, man. Sickening. Anyway, I seen him. He was over in New York, I think, before the season started, and he was taking photos around, you know what I mean, and this and that and the other. You're a far cry from that now, Eddie, my friend, and you're back and you need to do the business for the team, man, but you're not doing it, my friend. Yeah, I don't know, but yesterday was just a terrible performance. You know what I mean? And we need to get Ivan Toney. It's as simple as that. We need to get some kind of forward in because we're just not at it. I've always said it from day one, Eddie Nketiah is not going to win you the Premier League. This is Paul Merson, yeah. You need a proper centre forward. I'm not blaming Nketiah because they drew 2-2 with Tottenham. But with 32 games to go and all the Champions League games they have to play, I don't think he takes them to the next level. I don't even think Gabriel Jesus takes them to the next level. But Jesus is not an out-and-out forward, to be honest. I mean, he could play as a backup role. You know what I mean? We definitely missed Martinelli on the left-hand side rating. He's been very good for us recently. Then Declan Rice came off, Jorginho came on, and it all went to shit after that. Pardon my language, guys. But we definitely missed Martinelli. I mean, and of course we miss Jordan Timber. But yeah, Martinelli not playing was bad. Trossard not playing was bad. And everything just went against us. And we got what we deserved in that game, which was almost nothing. You need a proper centre forward, says Paul Mercer. I'm not blaming Nketiah because they drew 2-2 with Tottenham, but with 32 games to go and all the Champions League games they have to play, I don't think he takes them to the next level. I don't even think Gabriel Jesus takes them to the next level. I was so confident that Arsenal would win on Sunday, but when I saw the teams, I was majorly worried. Jesus on the wing, Nketiah up front, Fabio Vieira, I don't think he's good enough. Then Declan Rice comes off, and Jorginho comes on. Yeah, I don't know what to say. You know what I mean? It wasn't Arsenal's strongest team, but when you think about the Champions League and all the games they have to play, it looked a bit weak on Sunday, didn't it? It's all right sitting there and thinking they need a centre forward, but who is there? Only Ivan Toney is available for them in January. There aren't many centre forwards around in the world. They're a dying breed. Brentford boss Thomas Frank admits the club could sell Ivan Toney for the right price and says he's expecting bids for the striker in January. Say no more about it. We look worse than last season. Yeah, definitely yesterday we didn't look good, yeah. Definitely yesterday we did not look good in that game. We were up against it. Yeah, we didn't seem to be motoring at all in that game, to be honest. And we did a lot of things and made a lot of routine mistakes, and we got caught out. And it's as simple as that. We got caught out for those mistakes. Yeah, man. It was a very disappointing game yesterday, and I'm still licking my wounds after that game. Like many Arsenal fans, I'd imagine. It was a real downer. A real downer. What else can I say? Very, very disappointing game, everyone. Very, very disappointing game. Something's going to have to be done, yeah, because we need to be winning our home games at least. It doesn't matter who we were playing, like I said. We need to be taking the points. You know what I mean? Toney is a good player. He can hold the ball up. He's good in the air. Arsenal might have to go for him. But there are not a million centre forwards around. If Arsenal lose against Man City on October the 8th, they will be out of the title race. That would be 7 points behind. A lot of people say, oh, there were still many games left, but Arsenal won't catch Man City if there were 600 games left. City had a 7-point head start. You just can't make that up, as from then, Arsenal would only have one game against City and it would be away. That game at the Emirates is a huge match. It's make or break already. That game is coming too quick, man. Seriously, that's coming too soon, I think. I thought Arsenal would win easily, but for Spurs to come from 1 down and 2-1 down, normally they would lie down and get beat. Credit where credit is due. I thought they were outstanding, and now I see them being around the top 4. Yeah, Tottenham were very, very good, and they've had their best ever start to a Premier League season. And their best start in top league football, I think, for almost 60 years. So respect to them, man. They deserve that because they played very, very well. It wasn't just a matter of Arsenal not turning up. Domino's Pizza have delivered over 26,000 pizzas since last time Chelsea scored a goal. That's crazy. No excuses. John Brady's work as Cobblers are beaten by Barnsley. Saturday, September 23rd. Hey Luke, how are you getting on, man? I hope you're keeping well. Welcome to the stream. Domino's Pizza have delivered over 26,000 pizzas since the last time Chelsea scored a goal. That's crazy. Yeah, Chelsea have got problems. Chelsea have got problems. I mean, we're not the only team that are finding it a bit difficult at the moment. Chelsea obviously have got issues. They've got problems in the team, and it's going to be difficult for them. No doubt, it's going to be tricky for them. But yeah, what can you say? What can you do? It is what it is, I suppose, isn't it? It is what it is. But yesterday was very, very disappointing, definitely for anyone related to Arsenal Football Club. Definitely very disappointing. Can you see Pochettino last the whole season at Chelsea? Unless things pick up, I can't, because they are notoriously quick. Okay, they have different owners now, but they are notoriously quick at actually getting rid of their managers. Chelsea are notoriously quick. Jesus. Are you sure you want to do that, yeah? Guys, hold on to your hats. Things are going to get explosive. Yeah, you want to jump on? No bother. Just give me a second, yeah? I'll send you the link. I'd imagine you've got a lot to say, yeah? I'm still licking my wounds after yesterday anyway. That's all I have to say about that. I'm still licking my wounds after yesterday's disappointment. 1 second, man. I'll send you the link, okay? Hi, man. Let me make life easier for myself. Huh? All right, I'm back. Just 1 second, guys. All right, there we go. There's the link, man. Do your thing. The link is there, Dre, in the message bar. All right, man. Yeah. I don't know about it. That was a real disappointing game yesterday. I'm still licking my wounds, to be honest, after that. I imagine Dre is absolutely fuming, to be honest. But that was a disappointing. That was a very disappointing. Here we go, man. He's going to let rip. All right, guys. There's an Arsenal fan coming on, and I think it's going to get explosive. Yeah. So I don't know if there's any kids in the room, maybe send them outside. You know what I mean? Send them out to play for the next 10 minutes or so. All right. Here we go. All right, man. What's going on?
What's going on, bro? How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'd say you've got something to get off your chest, yeah. It tends
Wow,
to.
I don't know where to start, mate. I don't know where to start.
Start at the start, I suppose. It's all yours, man. Take it away.
I don't even know where to begin, mate. It's absolutely.
Did you go to the game? Were you there?
No, I wasn't at the game,
Thank
unfortunately.
God.
I wasn't at the game, unfortunately. I was at the one in on Wednesday, the Champions League.
Yeah,
I had to make it to that one. I had to make it.
Yeah, of course.
But yes, I just chilled at home and watched that one yesterday. But boy, thank God I never went to the game, mate, because I'd be cussing. Honestly,
You would have killed someone.
What's that, bro?
You would have killed someone, I'd say. There would
I
have been a
don't know.
riot.
I don't know where to start, mate. Arteta, the players. I don't know the Tottenham fans. I don't know what to do, mate. But let me just start off with Tottenham, addressing Tottenham quickly. You drew the game. You didn't win. I don't know why so many fans out there are acting as if they won the game. You have not won the game. You drew to a place where, for example, you used to get beat every single bloody year. You used to get beat at the Emirates. You finally drew. Whoopie doo.
Hello? All right, he's gone, guys. I think he'll be back in a second. I think the emotion got too much for him, the passion. What's going on, man? You all right? How are you keeping? I hope you're keeping well anyway. Yeah. If anyone wants to donate to my channel, please do. I'd appreciate it. But yeah, it is what it is. I think the emotion got too much for Dre there. He just he got too excited. Oh, he's back.
Yeah, I don't know what happened, mate. I don't know.
You're getting too fired up, I think. I think Arteta's kind of trying to keep you off the air.
Oh god. Yeah, so as I was saying, mate, sorry about that. I was just talking about the Spurs fans. You drew the game, all right? I understand you want to do a big celebration, but same way like how we drew against Chelsea that year back when Martinelli scored that solo goal. I understand it's a draw. I understand, but from my point of view, you can't be celebrating a draw. Henri said years ago about Spurs celebrating a draw when we bloody won the league. It was quite embarrassing, but the way the Spurs fans are going on as if they've won something, so I'll let them have it. It's their title charge. That's what they are. But I don't know, man. As you could see from, I wanna nitpick Bix. From half time when you saw Rice come off, you could see the difference in midfield. You could see it from when Arteta made those stupid changes. He brought off Jesus. I don't believe Jesus should have came off. I believe Nketiah should have came off. And Smith Rowe came on way too late. You can't start the derby with Vieira in midfield. I understand that, but he's actually been in good form from the Arsenal side. You know, we had injuries, but you can't blame on injuries. Arteta had how much time in the summer window to sign more players, but he chose not to. So that's his decision. He's got to stick by. But I mean, I should have. I'm glad I didn't go to the game, but I really wanted the experience to go to the game yesterday, with all the atmosphere and whatnot from what I saw last week Wednesday. I mean, it was crazy, but I don't know, man. We can't concede. I don't know how we concede after a minute and a half of scoring. Like, it made no sense. Like, it was like how they done it last year. They just literally done what we done. But from my point of view, I believe we should have got the win. We should beat Spurs, no matter what. We shouldn't be drawn with Spurs. But I don't know, man. I've got so much to talk about. But I'll let you speak.
Yeah, it was very, very, very disappointing. Welcome along to Oregon, Guna. I see you there, man. Big up yourself, man. I'm good. Yourself? Welcome along, man.
Thanks, man. Boy, a lot to talk about. What a shitty weekend we had, huh, boys?
That was the most depressing. I mean, I'm the most positive Arsenal fan you never meet. I was on a high yesterday going into the game. I think I was thinking of maybe previous Tottenham games. It didn't turn out like that. I don't know what was going on out in the second half. Look, we done so well against United and beating Eindhoven, Champions League. We were like, you were at the game, Jay. We were riding on the crest of a wave. We're back in the Champions League, coming off the back of win against United. Okay, Spurs are better than United right now. Let's have it right. They're better than United, and I knew that before.
Anyone is.
Anyone is, exactly. You know what I mean?
Except Chelsea.
Anyone is, exactly. We're gonna give it to United as well now. But yesterday, what I saw was just, I mean, honest to God, man. I mean, I don't care who was out on the field. Yeah, it was just ineptitude all over the park. I mean, we were second best. They were relishing the fight. I mean, in the last 15 minutes, they were really starting to have a go. You could see it. They were up for it. Kulusevski, he played out of his skin. Madison, I saw Saka did that little Madison celebration. He wasn't doing it when Madison laid the ball off for Son, and Son smashed it in off the post. I don't know, but I don't know what was going on out there. I just didn't. The team were unrecognizable in the second half. I literally sat back like this, watched my stream. I was looking at it, and I knew it was done. I knew it was a draw, and that would be it mainly, or maybe we could lose.
Just to cut you in there, mate. You remember years ago in lockdown when we played Tottenham, the same game, but it was at Tottenham side, and we played, and it was David Luiz and Kolasinac. You remember when Kolasinac passed it back to Luiz and Son went in and scored?
Yeah.
Remember when Jorginho done that yesterday? It was like that moment yet again. It was, I don't know what happened. They just had a flashback, and I was like, oh shit, they're gonna score. And once Son's through one-on-one, you know, he's gonna score no matter what.
Yeah, he's lethal. He's brilliant, and the ball was perfect.
I just think he got the lineup mixed up from the get-go. I don't know why Eddie Nketiah is in our squad in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah,
he is absolutely dog shit. I am done with Eddie Nketiah. The experiment is over.
Yeah.
It's over. He is not a Premier League footballer. He ran straight, bro, and stood there. He tackled their goalie for no reason. He just runs straight. He doesn't rotate to the right. He doesn't rotate to the left to help the wingers move in the middle to pull a defender away. He does nothing. Absolutely fuck all. Sorry to swear, but I'm just so done with Arteta in this mystery lineup he tries to play and keep us guessing. And he's screwing himself, bro. He's thinking too hard himself, and he's screwing up games because he overthinks them. Why was Smith Rowe not on the left wing with Jesus up front and Saka on the right? This was the perfect game for Emilio Smith Rowe.
Yeah.
He is done at Arsenal Football Club. He's done. If I was him, I'd put in a transfer today or last night. For real.
Bringing Smith Rowe on,
They're not going to play him, bro. Why? He's been one of our best mids in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Like last season, he had a good start, right? At the beginning, he got injured. The season before that, he was on fire.
Yeah, he was.
Why are we deviating from the plan that works? If something works, don't freaking break it.
Yeah.
And now Declan Rice is broke. Party's broke. Jorginho? I mean, are you fucking serious?
Yeah.
The one player that we all didn't want in January because we couldn't get the player that we wanted?
Yeah.
It cost us the North London Derby. He cost us that game.
We got Havertz instead of Madison.
Absolute shit yesterday. Ben
Don't
White
let me start Havertz.
Awful yesterday.
We got Havertz instead of Madison as well. Don't forget that.
So why are we playing ESR as over?
I almost had a nervous breakdown yesterday. I'm not serious, man. I didn't feel well after the game. I was like, shaking, man.
I was so enraged. I almost throw the remote at the telly, bro.
I'm still recovering.
We do so good, and then we look like absolute crap. And the reason why we played so good against PSV, bro, because like Dre said, when he was there, they gave Odegaard 5-6 yards to do whatever he wanted.
Yeah.
You know, when he gets space, he won't kill any defensive line. But he had no space yesterday. He had no energy yesterday in the second half. He had no one to help him. He had no one to talk to. He was a ghost out there yesterday, bro. And it's to think this is going to just stop. Right? I think Arteta thinks, it's just going to stop one day and everything's going to be perfect. It's never going to stop. He is going to fall away in big games like he has done for the last 2 seasons. It's nothing new. There's nothing new about Odegaard. He's fantastic when he has space. He is dog shit when he's man mark out of the game.
Yeah,
It's just that simple. So I don't see why we can all see it, but Arteta can't. I mean, it's just the whole Eddie thing. 100 minutes for Eddie fucking Nketiah.
Yeah,
I mean, what in the world are we doing as a club?
Getting paid £1,000 a minute.
$1,000 a minute, bro.
£1,000 a minute.
$1,000 a minute he got paid yesterday, and did nothing but run forward and stand there and tackle the goalie.
He was very slow to react. He was certain situations. He was very slow to react.
Yeah. He was very flat-footed yesterday.
Yeah,
very flat. He went on his toes. As you can see, when Jesus goes up front, he wants to link with the winger. He wants to play with the midfielders. He wants to go out wide. He alternates because that's what Arteta is looking for. Okay, cool. I understand. If you're looking for that person, play Jesus up front. He's the better number 9. Although he missed that chance, it won't matter. He will come. He'll finish. He looked like he was in the first half. He looked like our best player. Honestly, from watching the match, you can see Jesus winning for headers, putting tackles in, doing whatever, having chances, creating chances. Whereas you have other people like Eddie, for example, or who was the other? Saka had a. Let's criticize Saka as well, and Odegaard. They did have awful games yesterday compared to Jesus, but he's the one that gets subbed. It's always, but because Saka is our star boy, everyone likes to say, and he wants to play the whole 90 minutes, and Odegaard's our captain, so that means you can't bench him, you can't take him off. Just like how Xhaka was a couple years ago. When the going gets tough, you can't take off your shit player, which was Xhaka. Xhaka was the worst player on the pitch all the time, but because he was captain, he'd stay on the pitch. He'd be a leader. He'd communicate. Well, mate, when I went to the game Wednesday, although it was raining heavy, I couldn't see much people talking. Everyone knew their roles.
Yeah.
Everyone knew their roles. It was very exciting. It was because that's a proper team we played. Whereas today, you've got donkeys like Nketiah up front. But, mate, going back to the Smith Rowe thing, Smith Rowe, the little thing you said about Smith Rowe. Well, I went to the game last Wednesday against PSV, right? As I've said many times. When Smith Rowe came to, you know, when they do the little like training and whatnot near the crowd, I was near Smith Rowe. We were all shouting for Smith Rowe, Smith Rowe, Smith Rowe. Then we tell Arteta, the whole stadium has to tell Arteta. I was there. We were all chanting to bring Smith Rowe on. What does he have to do to get a couple minutes? Then he brings him on, and the cheer that we all got from when Smith Rowe came on the pitch. Although we were 4-0 up, it doesn't matter. You can still bring Smith Rowe on. He's a creative player. He's from the Arsenal Academy. He knows what it means to play for the club. He dies for the badge. That's what people we want in our team. That's the people we want for the club. You know? But to bring him on when we're 4-0 up, understandable. I thought he'd bring him on, get a couple minutes, you know, about 20 minutes, 15 minutes, get him ready for the North London derby. I didn't know Trossard was injured. If I would have played Trossard, Jesus and Saka up front with Odegaard, Rice, and who's the other one? Maybe Vieira or whoever in midfield. I don't know. But if Trossard was injured, like he is now, like how Martinelli's injured, like how Partey's injured, Smith Rowe has to get in the team no matter what. Smith Rowe has done enough. Smith Rowe has done 100 times much to get into the team rather than Eddie and Nketiah. I'm sorry, mate. He doesn't deserve to get into the team. We gave him his chance in the run-in last season. He didn't deliver. We bottled the league, you know, and we're still. And it goes back to the fans. We're still singing "We've got Super Mech Arteta," but it's just the fan base and the whole club is a mess, you know.
And Smith Rowe is a loyal player. You can, for what it's worth, guys, you can see him when he comes on. He loves to play. He's loyal to the club. He's a winner. I mean, he's got that physicality. He's a strong guy. I mean, that's what we needed at certain parts of the game yesterday. He took him on with 4 minutes to go. What's he going to do in 4 minutes? That's exactly what I said.
Exactly.
What the fuck is he going to do in 4 minutes?
I know.
What are you going to do in 4 minutes? It was already 2 minutes were up. He was.
That's more. And to me, that's more of a slap in the face to him than just not playing him.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, we got you. You're just another body that we can put in a spot.
They're trying to treat him like he was.
We would have annihilated that team yesterday, bro. If we would have had, like my man Dre said, if we would have had the left side with Trossard, if he was fit, Jesus and Saka, and we put Emile Smith Rowe at the left, have him cut in, they would not have an answer for that. And
he's hungry. He's hungry to play. He's ready to go.
and he goes forward with the ball quickly.
Yeah,
and that's
he's
the thing.
hungry. He wants to play. He's up for it.
And it would have messed up Basuma because he wouldn't know to track Odegaard or Admiral Smith Rowe, and that would have left one of them wide open. Because James Madison ain't coming back. Basuma was the only one trying to take on two midfielders, and he did a good job. But it's really easy when you have Vieira in there, because remember, guys, we're judging Vieira on Havertz, right? We're seeing how bad Havertz is, and we're saying Vieira's better, but we're comparing it to Havertz. To me, Vieira is not Arsenal quality yet either.
They're equally shit.
Yeah, right, exactly. We're basically saying, we're replacing one turd with another, right?
Yeah.
So it's really messed up. And the problem is we didn't do the business last season that we should have done. Some more business this summer because we didn't sign a player except for David Raya outside of July 15th. We had the whole month of August to get another midfielder and a winger, and we didn't do it. So this is all on Arteta's lap. If he survives this season, I'm going to really have to question, what real direction the club's going, because the evidence we saw yesterday is that he doesn't know when to sub. He doesn't know his top 11 yet still.
Yeah.
And he doesn't know what he should know, that Eddie Nketiah is not going to score goals in the North London derby with given that much time. If you throw him in the 80th minute or something, and hopefully nip a goal, maybe that's what I wanted to see. But why is Jesus playing on the left wing? From the minute one, it made zero sense. No sense at all. None. Big up Gunnar forever.
What do you think about the whole David Raya situation? Him becoming now the Arsenal number one. I take it he is the number one goalkeeper now, right? I mean,
it looks like it. I don't know. I think
he's better than Ramsdale. I mean,
with Ramsdale, I think Ramsdale would have done a job yesterday too. He would have made that save. We've seen him make incredible saves. And the thing is with Ramsdale, how many times has he gotten man of the match last season? How many times has he saved our ass last season and the season before? Ramsdale is a top keeper, and I think there's kind of a made-up drama right now between the Raya and Ramsdale. I don't think there's any friction. I mean, that's football. If Ramsdale doesn't know that other players who are better than you are going to come in the club, then that's on him. But I don't want to hear a fake drama like they're not getting along. I mean, it is what it is. You know what I mean? He's going to pick the best keeper, and Ramsdale's to be lucky where he is in most cases because he was from two relegated clubs. So, to me, Ramsdale hasn't done anything to not earn a spot, but I can see that David Raya commands the box a little bit better.
He's good at taking crosses. He's very good at taking crosses.
Really old school. You're right. Yeah. He comes.
He's very good at taking crosses, though.
Yeah.
He is better at Ramsey than that. But again, I think Ramsey has this real athletic ability. He's maybe a bit quicker in some cases. I don't know.
He's very good at communicating with the back four, is what I saw when he first came in and replaced Leno. He was way better at communicating with the back four, cajoling him and giving him a bit of a, you know what I mean, getting him pumped up, and he was getting a good kind of camaraderie going with the back four. He marshals them, but I don't know. David Raya is he's
more solid.
Clean keeper, he's solid. He's very clean. Everything he does there's no panic stations with him. I mean, the two goals yesterday. I mean,
if you were to ask me who I feel more comfortable with in goal, I'd say Raya. Honestly, I'd say Raya. From watching him live, he was amazing. He'd come for the ball. He'd come for crosses. He'd kick it out wide properly. He wouldn't faff about. He'd command his back line. He's actually a breath of fresh air. But going back to why we signed Raya, right? The reason why we signed Raya was to show that Arteta's ruthless, was to show that Arteta wants to pick the best team, wants to keep competition within the goalkeeping community, right? Which is Ramsdale, Raya, and Hein, and whoever else it is, right? But if he were to do it, for example, it's easy. It's so easy replacing the goalkeeper, right? You get one in, you get one out. It's easy. It's simple. I could do that. It's being ruthless. It's being part of a manager. Cool. I understand. I would give him credit that he's done that. But why has he not done it up front where we need the goals? Right. The problem last season was not Ramsdale. Ramsdale was not one of the... If you were to name 5 best players from last season, Ramsdale would be in there. Ramsdale...
I gave him man of the match 7 or 8 times.
Yeah. Saliba and who else? I don't know. Maybe Zinchenko or whoever. Jesus or whoever. I don't know. But Ramsdale was not one of the worst people that we had last season. the problem that we didn't have last season, we had last season, we couldn't finish chances.
Yep.
We create, but we couldn't finish. I like Jesus. I don't think we should sell him. But the other one, he should go. From giving him the number 14, I don't want it to be a hate and Ketia party or whatnot that we're trying to do. It's not that. We've given him however long. He hasn't delivered. He'd score a couple goals now and then keep it happy. That's what he does. He's a lower league Premier League team. Lower Premier League team, like a Luton or maybe he's like a shit Danny Welbeck. Let's be honest. He's like Danny Welbeck, but much shitter. Danny Welbeck can hold the ball.
I never rated Danny Welbeck.
Welbeck is much better.
Danny Welbeck.
Now he's a barn burner. Yeah, I know.
Danny Welbeck for Brighton has actually been quite decent.
Yeah, he's very good.
From the team, he plays in a team. He doesn't play for himself. He plays in a team.
Right.
But the way we're trying to play like a team, but we can't have people like Nketiah that would rather go for a chance and score and miss rather than make the simple pass across the
That's the thing. Well, he doesn't know to make that pass though, Dre. You know what I'm saying? That's all he knows is run straight and shoot. Run straight and shoot.
Yeah.
And it's like you said, there's just we're automatically out there with 10 men the moment he's on the sheet.
Yeah.
The moment Kai Havertz is on the sheet, we're with 9 and 10 men because they're just passengers. And the Eddie Nketiah thing is, I've been following Arsenal for like 25 years, bro. And we always have this thing, and you know this, Dre, and old school Gunner. We have this habit of coddling our players. Oh, it's okay. We'll keep you for next season.
Yeah.
Not to be ruthless. Eddie should have been gone last season. We're holding him back in some ways because he's not really playing.
You're not developing. And
we're holding him back career-wise, kind of like what Tottenham did with Harry Kane for the last 3 seasons. They've been holding him back. He's not good enough for Arsenal, and I doubt he's even good enough for the Prem. Like you said, Wolves and Everton, I think Eddie Nketiah would be fantastic in Everton, right?
Yeah.
Because he would be the focal point. He's just not the focal point.
We'll give Brentford Nketiah, and we'll take Tony. Brentford can have Nketiah. Brentford can have Nketiah, and we'll take Tony.
Absolutely.
We give them 10 million. And we give them 10 million.
10 million and a slap on the ass and say thank you very much. It's just. When I saw the lineup, I knew that my prediction was 3-1 Friday and Saturday. I thought we were going to go
3-1 to who?
That's mine. That was mine.
3-1 to who?
A lot of people said 3-1 that we were going to make
Spurs.
They were going to score 1 and we were going to score 1 towards the end, right?
Yeah.
But when you play Eddie Nketiah, bro, that whole script gets changed. That whole narrative gets changed. Man. Because now you're basically out there with 9, 10 men.
Yeah.
And I don't know why we didn't sign anyone after July 15th. After we introduced Urian Timber on July 14th. We introduced Declan Rice July 15th. And then we signed David Raya on loan.
Yeah.
For a whole 6 weeks, guys, we didn't sign one outfield player. And this is what we get. Vieira and Havertz.
Well, he knew what was coming anyway, because we were one injury. Well, Partey's gone now. We had Rice. And then once Rice is gone, who do we have? Jorginho, Odegaard, and Havertz. What kind of shit is that, man? That's one of the most weakest midfielders I've seen in my life. Not weak as in that quality-wise. Weak as in strength-wise. They're so weak. But Havertz, oh my God.
He's chronically weak. He's chronically weak. I mean,
there was a point he was literally running behind Jesus, like following him like a lost puppy. Swear to God, Jesus had the ball on the left, and Havertz was just standing right behind him.
Did you see some of his shooting against Eindhoven? It was like a 10-year-old. Yeah. Seriously, the way he hit the ball was like there was no strength, no power, no belief. He didn't get behind it. It's constantly with him. When he gets a shot, he pulls on it, but it's so weak. It's just, I don't know, man. I don't know. There we go. Dre's popped off for a minute. He might pop back on again.
I had a whole list of things, bro, that I was wanting to go over. I'm going to be on another show later, but
Whose show are you going on, may I ask? Whose show are you going on?
I'll be on Tony Claude's show.
Okay.
Like 11.
All right, cool.
Well, that'll be 7:30 your guys' time, 11:30 my time, so it's 9:15 in the morning.
I'll have a look. I'll have a look.
Come by, say hi. I just thought we were going to win that game, bro. I was really convinced. Lee Gunner was saying 5-2. I think Jez was saying 3-0, and these different scores. And then Nketiah was on the sheet. I'm like, no.
The goals we scored were so lucky as well. We got luck. and they equalised with brilliant goals. It was like a right slap in the face. You know what I mean?
That first goal was Ben White's fault.
Yeah, he didn't go out.
Saka let Madison run, man. Saka let Madison run. Okay.
Yeah.
But
too easy.
But you're right. It's Ben White's fault because he's the bloody right back. Why are you heading it out to where there's two Tottenham man on that side? You can tell the difference. Arsenal wear red and white. Arsenal wear Tottenham wear white and blue, whatever. Why are you heading it out that way? Why don't you head it out that way?
Yep.
It don't make no sense. And then you got Saka isolated with Madison, and Ben White is not running back in position. He's rather staying in the box. Why? I don't understand it. It didn't make no sense. Like Saka, of course, he got spun, and then Son taps it in.
Stop the ball coming in. They didn't stop it coming in.
We should have done much better.
Yeah. I blame more the three defenders that Son was standing next to, because basically he was literally standing next to Ben White, Saliba, and Gabriel, and he just tipped it in with his toe, right? I kind of blame Saka. I mean, you're right. Ben White should have been there backing up Saka, right? Once Madison got around Saka, Ben White should have been right there. Yeah. But he was obviously more close inside the box. So I don't blame Saka too much because I think he tried to do what he could do in that moment. And at the same time, I don't, the header, like you're saying, I think sometimes, Dre, that stuff happens so quickly that they don't react, right? We can go back and look at that in review in hindsight and say, oh, that's the header. But in the spare, in the second of the moment, I don't think he's seeing that. You know what I mean? I think he's just trying to get the ball at the box. But like you said, he's a professional footballer, right? You need to know these things. And that box was so compact and Son just slid right in there. That's Ben White's fault. Ben White should not have put in. He would have blocked.
In my opinion, straight away as you had the ball, it's North London derby. No matter what, you've got to play with your head screwed on. No matter what, I'd understand if it was against Brighton or whoever it is. It's a North London derby. You've got to be up for it, no matter what. There's no excuse. There's people dying on the streets that want to play for Arsenal, right?
Yep.
Once you head the ball out to the player, you're getting back in position. He was standing in the box. I don't know what for, and he didn't come across quickly to intercept Madison's pass, and it went to Son. That was the goal. But then the other goal, we can obviously blame it on Jorginho because I don't know what the hell he was doing. So that's an easy one.
Yeah, it's just once I saw Nketiah on there, man, I knew we were going to in for a long day because it's just it's like having just a ghost on the pitch that can't do anything.
He was useless. I don't know how the hell he got 100 minutes.
I don't know either. And I don't want that Arsenal, emotion. Oh, let's just keep coddling him and, we'll just keep working with him. Everything will turn out right. Yeah. No, it's not going to turn out right. We've seen
we need to buy quality. We need to spend money and buy quality.
What's that?
We need to spend money and we need to buy quality because City are already moving ahead again.
Yeah.
The other teams are getting stronger. Liverpool, Spurs.
Yeah.
Well, I can't say Chelsea and United because they're nowhere, but I mean the rest of the teams.
Yeah. I'm not going to say the Spurs played edge ball. Chelsea. I'm not going to play the narrative that Spurs came to our house and played.
Well, I have to say about it, well done to Spurs yesterday for the way they played. I have to take my hat off to them because they were the ones that were fearless.
It was a good win for them.
They were the ones that were taking risks. They were the ones that were going out to win the game.
Right.
Respect. I have to say it, man. Respect the Spurs. They put it up to us. I mean. Now we know where we are. Now we know our level at the moment.
Right.
That's our level. That's where we are. Last season is in the past. This thing of like we almost won the league, and you know what I mean. We're still living off that, are we? I mean, this is a new season, and we need to just push on, man. They can't be looking to last season.
Right. Exactly. That's a good point. I've said that on other shows too. We shouldn't be looking back on last season because it's a whole, we're in a whole different time, right? A whole different era. We have a different team. But that's what we have to compare to, right? So I don't know, man. Whenever I see Nketiah, Havertz, just anywhere on the lineup, we're going out there without one arm or one leg.
Yeah, we got no artillery, man. We got no heavy guns.
Yeah, no heavy guns. They're just passengers, bro. They're just sitting there in the passenger seat watching as things go by. And it was evident. I mean, and that's where my confusion with Arteta comes. Is that how come we can all see this and pundits and so forth, the professional pundits, Talk Sports, Sky Sports, etc. But Arteta can't. I know he's going to keep playing Eddie.
He's stubborn.
Because
he's a little bit stubborn too,
a chance. I want to give him a chance. Bro, I'm done with chances. I know you guys are too. I'm done with chances. Chances come and go. You either take them or you don't, and Eddie has not taken them. Yeah, he did great, like you said, old school last season with the 4 or 5 goals at the end. But that's last season. It doesn't matter today. Today, he's dog shit. He's not good enough for Arsenal football.
He's been given every single chance. He's been given every single chance possible. I mean, he gets game time. He gets a lot of game time.
He gets a lot of game time. Emerald Smith-Rowe must be like, what do I have to do to get, even a half of time?
The way I see things anyway, that's a fair point, but the way I see things is like it's clear as day. When the pressure's off, Eddie will chip in with a goal.
Yeah.
He's chipping in with a goal. Not a hat-trick, guys. He chips in with a goal. But when the chips are down, when the shit's hitting the fan, pardon my language, he's not able to deliver. I mean, I'm not going to compare him to the man that he took the number of, but remember Henry when there was games like that? What would Henry do? He grabbed the game by the scruff of the neck. He get a hold of it, and he just run. He just go for it.
Old school. You can say Henry, but there's going to be fans out there saying, "Oh, you can't say Henry. Henry was one of a kind. He's the best player in the Premier League." Cool. I'd raise you that. Van Persie, Alexis Sanchez. They're two from the current Emirates era.
Different class.
Aubameyang as well. All 3 of those players that I just named would do wonders for this team.
Yeah.
If they had Eddie's position,
Different class.
Alexis, he's the most selfish person in the team, but he'd want to win. He'd fight to win.
Yeah.
Aubameyang. Who's the next one? Van Persie. Oh my God, what a player he was! What a player he was. Aubameyang. I could even say Lacazette. Before COVID, Lacazette. But Aubameyang. Oh my God, what a player he was. He'd be a team player and he'd be in the box finishing off the chances. You think Nketiah with that chance that Nketiah had with the goal, Aubameyang would have smashed that in. He scored a similar goal to the semi-final in Valencia when he smashed it the roof of the net. He done, and who's the other one I was going to compare to? Lacazette. Lacazette would have finished that as well. Both Jesus and Nketiah's chances. How can we have 2 strikers and their best attribute is not finishing? Think about that.
And
we've got 2 strikers, 2 centre forward.
Yeah.
Their best attribute is not finishing. It's something else.
And it's a real shame because when we have Saliba and Gabriel in defence, it's a good centre pairing. We have Rice now in the midfield with the others. It's a good, and then up front, you know what I mean? I mean, what is the point of that? I mean, what is the point of signing Rice? What was the point of signing Havertz? Jeez, man.
In my opinion, I believe we have a worse team than last season.
I'd agree with that.
We haven't strengthened from last season. We haven't strengthened.
Right. It's hate to say that Granit Xhaka last season was the engine that kept that team moving. It's very apparent.
One good season in 7.
Yeah, right. Exactly. I know. But
hey, played for a move.
Right?
I used to live in Switzerland, guys. They think he's Pele. In Switzerland, they think he's Pele. And I don't mean dead. I mean the greatest player ever.
He's tearing it up right now at Leverkusen. I've heard that he's actually one of the best midfielders right now in Germany.
Bundesliga. Bundesliga.
Anyway. Yeah, true. But the thing is that Havertz does not even have half the energy Granit Xhaka had. Granit Xhaka would fight for the badge. I mean, I know he told us to fuck off at Crystal Palace. I know that. I think some of that was the frustration of the season. It was the frustration from him. It was, all that accumulated in that Crystal Palace game, and he said, fuck off. I don't necessarily think, even to this day, that he was saying that to the Arsenal fans.
He was saying it to Dre. Xhaka was saying that directly to Dre.
I was in the crowd for that game, actually.
He was saying it directly to Dre. He was like that.
Yeah. I had to watch the match of the day because I couldn't see. I couldn't see from where I was. I was like, what the fuck's going on? Sorry, my language. And then
lucky you didn't see it,
all the fans were giving it to him. I was like, fuck off. I was thinking, what the hell's going on? I looked up and I saw him. It was like this, like that. Yeah. And he cupped his ears thinking he's Hulk Hogan. I was thinking, no way.
I was confused. I didn't know if that was the Arsenal fans or Crystal Palace fans he was mad at. Because, of course, I wasn't at the game. I was watching on TV. And it's like, who's he yelling at? And I was like, okay. And then I was done with Granit Xhaka. But then he comes back. And you know what? He scored, 5 or 6 goals last season? Because he did chip in. He did. He ran up the pitch, which we wanted him to do for the last 7 years.
I think he got more goals than Nketiah.
Yes, he got more goals than Nketiah for sure. I mean, it's just, but to think that Havertz has that same energy, the kid can't run either. He can make little short dashes.
What do you think of Mikel Arteta, lads? What do you think of Mikel Arteta? I mean, how long would you give him?
I think he's too, for his time. I think he's too overrated from what fans think he is. I think they think he's this, but really and truly he's like this. You know, in my opinion, I believe fans can't be singing "We've got Mikel Arteta, we got Mikel Arteta." The brother brought us the league last season, mate. You know, he didn't sign enough players in the January window last season, and this before the season started the window. He didn't sign enough. He did not sign enough. You see how many people go into Saudi league or whatnot.
Yeah,
pay them double and then come to Arsenal. They're willing for a move. You know, our wage bill is not as crazy as Chelsea, United, even City. You know, our wage bill is not like that. But why don't we try and be a big club and sign quality over quantity? We could have guys like, I'm so surprised we sold Rob Holding, by the way. That's another guy I hated. But El Neni and Ketia, you can put Vieira, Havertz, all those type of quantity players for quality. 65 million, boy, I don't know what the hell he was smoking, boy, when he signed Havertz for 65 million, boy. Because I was thinking, we've already got Odegaard, and we've got Vieira, and we've got Smith Rowe. So where the hell is he going to play? Then I realized Xhaka was going. No, wait. It cannot do the Xhaka role. The Xhaka role, you need a bit of strength. You need someone to guide. You need someone to be talkative on the pitch. Havertz is like a donkey.
Yeah.
Honestly. Well, I've said it when we first signed him, Dre, that if we play Havertz on the left and Zinchenko on the left, and Zinchenko does his inverted thing, that leaves a major gap on the left side. And that got exploited yesterday. I mean, we saw it happen. Kulusevski had all day on the right side, their right side.
When Chelsea are willing to sign a player to a Premier League rival, you know the player's no good. Let's be honest about it. They're not going to sell us anyone, guys, that's going to come back to haunt them.
I know. But anyway, guys, I've got to bounce.
Adios, amigo. Thanks for joining the stream,
Nice meeting you, Gooners.
Nice meeting you too, bro.
Take care of yourself, man, I'll see you in another month.
My monthly visits. I'll check up on you.
Once a month, 5 times a year. Take care of yourself, man.
I'm going to go to a couple more games, hopefully, so I can
get me a ticket. Get me a ticket.
I'll try. It's so hard getting tickets, man. It's so hard.
You know what I mean? I need my soul to be cleansed. I need to be purified. I need to be baptized in the stadium.
Give me some for next year. I'm planning to wife and kids and I'm planning to come over there.
Get out the demons, guys.
You need to see you need to see through Arteta's eyes what he sees in Havertz and Nketiah.
No, you're all right. I'll pass on that.
Anyway,
I just sleep this night last night, but I won is enough. See you later, man.
See you later, man.
All right, welcome to the stream, man. Welcome to the stream.
Thank you.
Wasn't expecting this furore about yesterday. I came on with a quiet little video. I was almost falling asleep, and then it just ignited.
Yeah.
How are you anyway? Are you good?
I'm good, man. I'm just very upset
in the States?
Yesterday. What's that?
How are things in the States?
Oh, things are fine. Just busy working. Yeah.
I like your place, man. Your place looks nice. You got a little balcony there, man. Nice.
No, that's the dining room table and living room.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's all right.
Sorry, man. I thought that was a
little office area. But I'm about done with Arteta. I mean, if this is what we're going to see,
yesterday was the depths of despair, man. Yesterday was bad. I mean,
it was bad. Diego Simeone just pounded Real Madrid 3-1 yesterday. Bring Diego Simeone in. You know, I don't even know what manager to bring in because I think some of these players are beyond help. That it doesn't really matter what manager. You know, we just need a manager that'll loan or sell Havertz, get Eddie out of the club, get Cedric out of the club, get El Neni out of the club. You know, and like you mentioned earlier, El Neni would have done a job yesterday because we know what El Neni brings. He brings sideways passes and decent defending. And that's what we needed yesterday was some stability and balance. Jorginho couldn't even tie his own shoe yesterday, bro. It's just when he God.
It was terrible.
It's horrible.
I actually felt down. I was on a real downer. I'm the most positive fan ever. I have a real good attitude with the team.
Right.
And when they don't get the result, I kind of, you know what? Let's look to the next game. Let's see what's happening with the club. My channel is only a YouTube channel. I'm an Arsenal fan. I don't care about revenue. I don't care about monetization. I do not care. It's a nice way to meet other Arsenal fans and to connect. But the main thing for me is Arsenal Football Club. I support them since I was a boy. That's over 30 years ago. I'm 43 now. I'm in my 40s, guys. honestly, the main thing for me is the team and the club. And the name on the front is much more important than the name on the back, lads. And what I saw yesterday, it wasn't worthy of the football club. Now, it doesn't matter if it's not because I'm wounded because it was Spurs and an North London derby.
Sure.
I couldn't care less. We should have won that game. We need to win these games. I mean, Man City on 8th of October, they are going to have us for breakfast. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
That's the 8th of October, man. That's not far away. It's coming too soon. It's coming too soon.
Yeah. And the thing is, like you said earlier about players, it's like they're getting, Nunez from Wolves. Well, why the hell aren't we in for Nunez from Wolves?
There's tons of good players out there.
Soboslai goes to Liverpool. Why aren't we getting Soboslai? Like July 15th, we introduced Declan Rice on July 15th. And we signed David Raya on loan since then.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, where are the other players? We let 6 weeks of the summer transfer window go by.
The problem that I have is, like, for example, think now if you're Arteta, right? Think if you're Edu. I actually met Edu, a year ago. I didn't start having a go with him. He was with the family, you know what I mean? His wife and kids. I wasn't going to get into it. I had a photo with him, shook his hand. He's an invincible. You know what I mean? So, yeah, basically that's where I was coming from. He was one of the invincibles, yeah. Edu was there in front of me. I was nice to him. But these boys, last season ended, yeah? Season ended. Now, before the season ends, they should have, like, the notebook, a pen in front of them, right? Jot down a couple of names, jot down a couple of positions that we need to strengthen, and go out and get those players. This isn't a job you do as soon as the season ends. This should be going on
constantly,
productive, constantly, like a cycle. Like a striker, they can't see that we have a problem in the forwards. Like you heard the players that was it you or Dre listed out? Yeah.
Yeah, RVP.
Not Henri, but yeah, we had Sanchez, we had Van Persie, we had Aubameyang. And now look at the level we're at. With all due respects to Eddie Nketiah, he's had enough chances. Look at and the shame is that we have Saliba now. The defense is looking good enough. The midfield, we have Declan Rice. We can't complain about yesterday's game. We got enough luck in that game. But look at the team we're building, and then we let ourselves down in the forwards. I mean, what is the point of that? We let ourselves down in the forwards, and the midfielders are chipping in with goals. They have been. You know what I mean? Odegaard against United, cracking finish. Martinelli with his pass for the goal. They're doing the business, but we need a guy up front. Like, I always go back to Didier Drogba. We need a guy that's going to scare the living daylights out of him. A guy with physicality, a guy that's going to scare and unsettle the defense, bully the defense of the other team. You can't take your eyes off him for a second. For me, Drogba was a player that I think of more recent that was actually, he was on it. Like Arsenal, he destroyed us.
He scored every time,
Terrifying player. I mean, he's the kind of player. Ollie Watkins. I'll be saying his name till the cows come home. We never do anything with Watkins. We need a guy with Premier League experience. Watkins. Tony.
I think Tony over Watkins. I don't know if I'm sold on
million.
I can see yourself and a few other gooders have mentioned Watkins. I don't think Watkins is good enough. I think he's good, but he's not great. And I know, knowing you follow the club for 30-some years, I'm 24, 25 years. I want great, bro. I'm done with good.
Yeah.
I'm done with good.
No, we're never, man.
Championships. We need great. We need to invest in great players. Like, we need to be looking at Marcus Thuram, Lautaro Martinez.
Next.
We need
exactly,
to look
at Lautaro Martinez.
Players at PSG other than Mbappe that are good. They have a center forward.
I think we had our eye on Martinez. Sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah, we did.
We had our eye on Martinez, but Inter sold. What's the Belgian striker's name?
Yeah.
Big black guy.
Yeah.
But they sold him to Chelsea, yeah?
Lukaku.
Yeah, that's right. They sold Lukaku, so they weren't going to let Martinez go. As soon as they called Lukaku, I knew that they weren't going to sell both their top, their first choice strikers. We were done then. I mean, we waited too long. Chelsea got their player. We didn't.
There's names out there. I mean, I rate Jesus. I think he's a good forward. I wouldn't really consider him a striker. But he's, you've heard this too. He's not going to get us 20 to 30 goals a season.
Edu has links with Brazil. There's nobody in Brazil that can kick a ball. Arteta and Spanish football. He knows no one that can kick the ball.
Alvaro Morata scored a brace against Real Madrid yesterday.
I was watching it yesterday. Great player.
Yeah, right. Who would have thought we nailed him to a wall when he was at Chelsea. I mean, he was so bad, and that's some of the thing. It's like there's some players that, we should have taken a punt on maybe that are good now that weren't 3 or 4 years ago. But, 65 mil for Kai Havertz for someone who's only scored in the German league and a
30 million would have been grand, man. 30 million would have been fine. 40
million. They would have probably taken that because they were trying to clear their books anyway.
They had the financial problems.
Youngsters in. I just don't know now what direction we're going. I think we're kind of just floating. We're just floating along now. And if Liverpool don't drop off, they're got second, bro, because they're flying at the minute. And they've won 16. I heard this yesterday. They've won 16 games straight at home at Anfield.
Yeah, and they beat a good West Ham team the other day. Yeah, West Ham are a good team at the moment.
They haven't lost a game in 16. So
if we play right now, this minute, they're going to beat us.
Oh, for sure.
And if we play United, I think United will beat us right now. Even though we got one over them.
They're pretty bad, dude. I don't know.
Chelsea wouldn't.
Yeah, I'm not worried about Chelsea and United. We already, dumped them.
Yeah, but Newcastle would, I'd say, turn us over. Brighton will turn us over.
It's going to be a fight, man. It's going to be a fight.
The Carabao Cup. We're playing Brentford on Wednesday night, I think, in the Carabao Cup.
And that's going to be tough too.
Can I ask you a question? Yeah. Can I ask you a question? You're living in Oregon.
Yeah, USA.
What is the situation like there with Arsenal fans? I mean, there's obviously a big supporters club. I see that in the US there are these very large supporters club all over the US. Yeah, East Coast, West Coast. I see.
There's the where I live is the Pacific Northwest, Oregon and Washington, and a lot of forest. They call it Cascadia. So there's a big Arsenal group called Cascadia Gooners.
I've seen them.
Find them on Instagram. So that's Oregon, Washington, Northern California, and probably parts of Idaho. Our man Tony Ibarra, shout out Tony. He lives up in Seattle. I think he's part of that group. He's invited me to come up to watch a match, but from Portland to Seattle is like a 3.5 hour drive, and it's not the most fun drive. I mean, it's a lot of traffic, and I don't know. It's a lot of work to try and get up together with some of these groups. A while back, I joined the Arsenal Supporters of America. That turned out to be nothing. That was a $20 I sent in to get nothing but a card. Yeah, nobody talks, communicates. Nothing. But Cascadia Gooners is sort of the group that I sort of follow on Instagram and see what they're up to.
But do you have an Arsenal YouTube channel?
I have a YouTube channel, but it's mostly like FIFA gaming and Call of Duty.
Yeah, that's what I saw. I subscribe to it.
I don't talk on there much. I've thought about going on there and doing a commentary, but I come on your show to do that. And other shows, I don't need
what's your name?
What's what?
What's your
name? Dallas Tracy. Dallas
Tracy. I'm David. I'm David.
Nice to meet you, Dave. Yeah. So Dallas Tracy.
OSG.
Yeah. What's that?
Yeah, but listen, man, next year, I mean, it's going to be 20 years since we were champions. I mean, think about that now. Yeah? I don't want to, but it's 20 years next year.
Crazy.
I don't know.
I know, and that's why I don't know why, again, I've really been preaching like I want great, not good. I'm tired of settling for good. I've settled for good for the last 20 years. I mean, like Alexis Sanchez, great player. Van Persie, great player. But Van Persie left United because he knew we had no ambition. He saw the writing on the wall back then, man. Osimhen, there's another player I'd bring in right now. I mean, there's strikers out there, but it's going to cost a lot of money. And when you go throwing $65 million on a player that can't run, pass, or talk,
very weak, and he's very weak shot. Yeah, I don't know. I thought maybe he had a bad experience at Chelsea. I gave him the benefit of the doubt. He came to the club. Maybe he could turn it around with Arsenal, and we have creative players. We just need someone that's going to finish off the chances. But he's sitting deep. They're employing him as a midfielder. He came to score goals. We need him to push forward. We need him to hell with it. If he can prove to Arteta in training that he can do it, he'll be playing. The fact is, he's not proving he can do it. He doesn't get a chance to be the full forward. If Arteta thought he had it in him in training, you'd see him on the team sheet as in place of Nketiah.
Right.
Someone else would be coming in behind him. I mean, we're at -1, we're at -2 with these players because they're taking from the team. They're not giving anything.
Correct.
And guys are being played out of position to accommodate them. They're playing out of position themselves. And Nketiah yesterday, headless chicken. Spurs, they were so quick with their play, so fluid. As soon as they got it and we tried to press, they moved it left, they moved it right, and they just they matched us, man. Honestly,
I think the first half, though, I would put in our court. I would say that we control the first half till the Sun goal. The first 35 minutes, right? 35, 40 minutes. Yeah. I thought, well, we're pressing well. We're looking good. Gabriel Jesus nicked the ball off Madsen and should have put that away. I mean, I think that was a costly miss. Costly miss. But other than that, it's just I don't think Spurs played the Ange ball that they've been hyping up. There was some, like you said, there was some passing, some good movement there. But I don't, they're a 2-man team or a 3-man team. They really are. I didn't see that Pepe Sarr wasn't that good. Udogie wasn't that good.
We made them look better. We made them look better.
We made them look better. Exactly. That's another thing, too, that I'm upset about. We had them on 3 yellow cards. Basuma, Udogie, Romero. I mean, he should have been set off.
Romero was an accident waiting to happen. Just kick the ball at him.
Pressure these players. We could have sent Udogie off if Saka would have just muscled them around a bit.
Yeah.
We could have, gotten one of the Romero's
target them on the field.
Had any knowledge to do that. And so it's these little things, Old School, that, they start to add up, right? We see, okay, Nketiah, Havertz, -1, -2. Okay, now we're not pressing the second half. There's another point off us. It's just all these things just add up, and that's what we got yesterday. It's just a comedy of errors. And to be honest, the game was won by mistakes, right? Well, the game was finished by mistakes.
Yeah.
Both teams made mistakes. But you said before, if Romero doesn't make those mistakes, we're losing that game. If we don't get a penalty, that own goal, we're losing that game. And that
we
just
were in the
speaks
second
even
half.
more why we need a 30-goal-a-year striker. We need a Marcus Thuram. We need,
there was no threat up front there. There was no threat.
Hey, I got a question for you. Would you sell Odegaard and Cash right now for Mbappe?
Yeah.
Would you sell Martinelli and Cash for Mbappe?
Yeah.
Really? Yeah.
He's an animal.
I mean, these are the decisions we're going to have to make, right? I mean, come down to it. When you buy a Honda car, right, you're buying, let's say, a $30,000 car. When you're buying Mbappe and Declan Rice and you're spending over $100 million, you're in the Ferrari market now, right? And that's part of the problem. We've bought Hondas and Toyotas for so long that the value we get back isn't good enough. But when you get the value back from a Ferrari, you're still getting, a shit ton of money, right? If you sold a Ferrari for 100,000, you're going to get 85, 90 grand out of it, right? When you sell a Honda for 30,000, you're lucky to get 20 or 25. So we need to be shopping in that Ferrari window, which I think we have been now with Rice. But continue it. Why didn't we have an outfield signing since July 15th?
Yeah.
Why?
Follow through on the good work already done. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we could see what the other teams were doing. We could see what they were doing. We could see what they were doing in the transfer window, like Liverpool. Gakpo.
Alvarez. Yeah, I get Gakpo. Gakpo. I didn't. He did good in Champions League for. What was he with PSV? I think. Rotterdam. Yeah, one of those squads. He did great in Champions League, but I don't watch the Dutch league, so I couldn't tell you that Cody Gakpo scored 15 goals. Against is he Alkmaar or somebody?
Yeah.
But the thing is that he's better than Eddie. He's better than Eddie.
In the World Cup, he was setting it on fire. He was the one guy that looked like he could do something for the Dutch.
It's like you have Eddie here and you have Gakpo here. Oh, we're in for Gakpo. Oh, it's too much money now. It's too much money in Liverpool, so we don't stand a chance. Compete. Don't just.
And you'll make that money back, man. You'll make the money back. We get that money back.
It'll all come back, bro. It'll all come back. And like you said before, the money's not ours. It's the club.
Stadium is paid off.
It's not even really the clubs, it's the fans. Like, spend it. It's meant to be spent.
This is paid off, and we're making £1 million every home game at the Emirates. 1 million. Stadiums paid off. Put up the money. I mean, you see Real Madrid have incredible debt. Barcelona have incredible debt. Okay, I get it. We don't want to go that far. But they have had success.
Yeah.
How many titles have Real in the Champions League? How many times have Real won 13 Champions League titles? We don't even have one.
Yeah, 13 or 14. I've seen that little graphic where it has all the little badges, from all the years.
They have 13, I
Real
think.
Madrid is in every single line. Every single
Liverpool
line,
have
there's
5.
a Real Madrid badge. Yeah.
United have 3.
Yeah, 3 in a
Celtic
row.
have it. Villa have 2. Villa won it twice. Celtic won it.
Forest.
And Chelsea. Oh, man. I know Man City.
Don't mention them. I just, like our man Scott says, I would sell for chocolate buttons. I would too, Scott. I would too. But it's the mistake that we initially made of thinking that he's going to do something different at Arsenal. It's clouded illusion, bro, that just because his shirt turns from blue to red, that it's a different player. No. I just don't understand why people are on this Havertz kick. If he comes good, it's great. Are we going to wait another 7 freaking years? Like we did with Granit Xhaka?
Arteta seems to think that he can turn a player around. He can make like a fairy tale story of turning. It's not possible. I mean, Havertz, I gave him the benefit of the doubt. The money was too much to pay for him. Chelsea are laughing all the way to the bank. We got Havertz.
We financed their Caicedo deal.
He hasn't shown anything.
No, and you got a very good point. Arteta thinks that he can turn a waffle into a steak. He can turn, water into wine or something, whatever analogy you want to use, bro.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have the experience of that, right? He was the backup to Pep. He was the cone boy at City, which is probably a little arrogant to say because he probably, there's times Pep said that he was, he brought ideas to City, which okay, fine, I'll take that. But thinking that you're the professor who has our man Wenger, who has a history of turning players into gems, that you could do that. I mean, Wenger has 30 plus years in the game before Arteta.
Yeah, Anelka.
Let's look at the age gaps, right? He's 30 years older than Arteta. I mean, he knows how to turn average into gold, right?
And he had this link with AS Monaco,
with lots of players.
And he had the link with AS Monaco in France. He was bringing a lot of them over from the French league. Yeah. Arteta doesn't have that connection. He doesn't bring any guys from Spain or that he knows or anyone that's decent. I mean, the subs of that team we're talking about, like the Wenger era, some of the subs that they had were better than our first team. So, like Reyes, you know what I mean? God rest his soul, Jose Antonio Reyes.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Bro. Yeah. I mean, I've got Antonio Reyes on the sheet. I'm like, oh, we're up for a game today. You saw that team sheet with Reyes or even Will Tord on there back in, a little bit before Reyes.
Yeah, Will Tord. Capable.
Right, and that's, God, you just hit it right on the nose. And I think maybe in the chat, the confidence, bro, that I used to have in those games, the getting up in the morning, seeing the sheet on the telly, or I had a 442 magazine, whatever it was, right? Before kind of the internet, right? Like, okay, we've got so-and-so in the lineup. We're going against, I don't know, Wolves or whoever back in the Bolton and Blackburn, right? They were in the league back then. Yeah, okay, we're going to annihilate this team today. And we would go out and win 5-1. I have that confidence is gone. And I think that's what you hit it right on the head. That confidence in the morning of getting up, getting your coffee or tea, looking at the lineup. I know it's for you guys in the afternoon. Get your sandwiches tonight or whatever, right? You look at the sheet and you go, okay, we're up for a game today. I looked at that team sheet and I said, we're fucked. I looked at the lineup yesterday before the game in the morning. I was up at 5:45 in the morning to watch that game, bro. 6 a.m. kickoff in the west coast of Oregon.
Scott was watching it at like 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. He's in New Zealand.
Yeah.
I mean,
okay. Shout out New Zealand.
I actually last season when the team capitulated, I work in a hotel in central London. Yeah, so I was working in a hotel in central London. I'm Irish. These Irish fans came over. Yeah. Now it cost them maybe $1,000 at least for everything: flights, accommodation, the tickets, food and drink. Right. London is mad expensive. So they came over. Yeah. Things were not going well with the team. They went out to see the Brighton game, I think, and Brighton beat us 3-0. Now, they were staying at the hotel. So they were going out to the game. We were having a chat. You know what I mean? We come from the same country. I was waiting for them to come back after the game. You should have seen them when they came in, man. I mean, is it worth it? They were absolutely freaked out of their minds. And they had to put out almost $1,000 all included to go and watch that. To go and watch that nonsense.
Yeah.
I was so glad that I didn't. I mean, I don't want to say I'm not a fan, but what a waste. What a waste.
With a complete waste, bro. And we're, as a family, my wife and 2 kids, we're planning a trip already right now for end of August, 1st of September to go to Arsenal. I need to get tickets. I need to talk to Jez and work all that out. But
next year.
Yeah, next year. Yeah.
No.
So I don't want to go to a game and watch us get slapped 4-0, right?
Pick a weak team.
You can't really
pick a weak team.
Was that? Yeah, exactly. If we go there, we're playing Everton or something. I'll be feeling confident. If
we're going to lose that one. Weaker. Everton, they're going to beat us.
I would love to go see like a Champions League game on a Wednesday or Thursday or Tuesday or Wednesday, and then see an Arsenal game on a Saturday, and then come home on Sunday or Monday, right?
Yeah, like a Champions League group game, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be a perfect 10-day vacation in London with the family. Walk around, see the big eye and all that shit. Tour the stadium. And,
the London Eye. Yeah, that's where I met. That's where I met Edu.
Yeah,
I met Edu by the London Eye. That's where I met him.
I just want to go do the London thing, and go to a couple matches.
London, man. Tower of London is a must. You have to see the Tower of London.
Yeah, I'm sure it's beautiful.
Excellent. That's the best thing you could do in London, man. Stay away from the Wax Museum, Madame Tussauds. It's rubbish.
Yeah.
You have to go to the toy store, Hamley's toy store. It's fun for everybody, man. It doesn't matter what age you are. It's just a fun experience.
Seattle used to have a big toy store, a huge toy store called F.A. Schwartz. Used to go to Seattle. It was just 3 levels, and you'd walk upstairs. Yeah, it was really, really cool.
As long as you want, Scott. As long as you want.
I got a meeting here in 5 minutes.
No problem, man. Listen, thanks for coming on. I appreciate it. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you for putting the link out in the show. It was great to meet
you.
A
pleasure.
I definitely follow you and listen to what you say. You're a true Arsenal fan, and I know you want what's best.
I do my best. Yeah, I'm very disappointed about yesterday. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just deflated right now. I'm deflated.
Yeah,
right now.
Me too. And I don't want Spurs to go pumping their chest like they did something special, because, I mean, if that's Ange ball, I'm not too worried, because there were times in that first half where I thought, okay, this is going to be a 4-0 dominant.
Yeah, they were creaking. Yeah, they were creaking. They were starting to crack. Yeah.
But I don't think, I just don't think, Spurs have the back line to sustain a top 4 challenge. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to get slaughtered by Spurs fans, but I don't care. And they didn't play Ange ball.
That's your opinion, man. If that's your opinion.
Yeah, I just don't. I mean, I don't think they have enough to hold on.
Everyone should be entitled to their opinion. You know what I mean? Everyone should be entitled to their opinion.
Along with that, I question ourselves as well. I mean, top 4, I'm not sure, man.
It's going to be a struggle. Champions League as well as there. We're going to be tired on both fronts. And then we're not using Smith Rowe. I mean, what is the?
I don't know.
We're not using the players we have at our disposal, and we're overusing other guys that are like Saka's going to be burnt out again at the end of the season. He's going to be on his last legs.
Right.
Or Odegaard as well. That's what happened at the end of last season as well.
Yeah,
they were tired.
Sure.
Like, we just capitulated. They were, and City were just coming into it. They were coming into their strengths. They have 2 teams.
And Reece Nelson isn't going to save us every game like he did against Bournemouth.
What a goal!
One goal, right? He doesn't. It was an amazing goal. But he wanted to leave, bro. Remember?
Yeah.
And we told him to stay. We threw more money at him, and he stayed. Another one whose career we basically stunted and cut in half, because that kid could be tearing it up somewhere else, probably in Germany or France or something. But
that's another point. We're holding players back. We're holding them back.
We're holding these players back, essentially.
Not fair,
because we care. We think something's going to happen that's going to be so miraculous. I mean, if he scores a goal against Bournemouth, great. But is Reece Nelson really the answer that we need? No. He's not good enough. He's good. He's not great, and we need great at this point, bro.
Yeah, so we can't have guys. No problem, yeah. And thank you for making all the good points that you did. the discussion. It was interesting, yeah, and to have like the opinions of a US Gooner. Thanks for coming on, man. A breath of fresh air. A breath of fresh air. See you at 7:30, yeah?
Sounds good. Talk to you soon, mate.
Take care, man.
Good luck, chat.
See you
Cheers.
later.
Yep.
Take care, man. All right, guys. That was all action display. All action display there. You know what I mean? I wasn't expecting that burst of energy and enthusiasm on the show. Big up to Dre, man, drawn by Dre. And big up to the Oregon Gooner, guys. Maximum respect to both of them, yeah. All right. I'm just going to knock off for a second and then I'll be back. If Scott wants to come on, please do. I wasn't expecting such a entertaining stream there. There's the link, Scott. All right, that's the link. All right, amigo. So let me just go off for a second and then I'll come back on, guys, okay? Just one All right, what's going on?
G'day, mate.
What's happening?
Good. Hey, mate, I must. Can you. I got to turn the YouTube one off. Right. Can you hear me?
I can.
I must be absolutely mad, mate, to get up at 10 to 6 in the morning to talk to a mad Irish Arsenal fan.
Is that what time it is? 10 to 6?
10 to 6.
Jesus.
I woke up, old man bladder, thought I'd go for a pee. And then I was like, I'll quickly check me internet.
See what's going on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Clicked on, and there you are. You're on, mate. And I thought, sod it, I may as well have a chat. How you been anyway?
You're more than welcome, man. You're more than welcome. What's going on? You good?
No, yeah, good, mate. Yourself?
Not too bad. No, not too bad. Getting back into the land of the living. I have a week
mate,
off. I'm on holidays, so I'm taking it easy.
You got to recharge the batteries, haven't you? You know, this is me on my days off, and I'm getting up at this time. It's ridiculous. Mm. So, what did you think of the game?
Extremely disappointing, and it wasn't the fact that we were playing Spurs or it was an North London derby or anything stupid like that. Not about my pride, walking down the road and I see a Spurs fan. It was just the manner of the performance was concerning, and we were all over the place in the second half. I mean, they could have beaten us. They could have had us. We were lucky. We got lucky.
I'll tell you what, though, that save from Raya was outstanding.
It was a top class.
What did you think?
Yeah, I thought it was a good save, but the performance was, I mean...
No, it's like,
I don't want to be... I know you don't like people being reactionary, and that's the last thing I am, but that wasn't good enough yesterday. Not good enough.
I'm all up for people having their opinions 100%. I think what annoys me the most is when you get these young teeny boppers and they're screaming down the microphone, shouting.
Plastic fans, the plastic fans.
It's like you can put your point across with not acting like that, to me. And it just drives me potty, mate.
Yeah, I get you.
But
I hear you, man. But yesterday was sobering, man. I mean, it was just a wake-up call.
If you go for all the players, out of the game.
You need to go to therapy after that. It was awful.
Yeah. But if you go for all the players like Raya, even his kicking out a hand was not good either.
Mm.
He must have put it out of the pitch 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, sure. A little bit nervy at times, yeah. And Jorginho was a bag of nerves. Oh, man.
And also you could tell Rice was not quite on his game. I know as soon as Rice went off, it completely changed, but he didn't look like he was on top of his game either. No. And I just don't get the Eddie situation, mate. But with Eddie, I'm starting to go into conspiracy theory territory, and I'm thinking, did he only play good them few games because he wanted that position over Balogun? It starts to make...
I think he's just crap as well, though.
But Eddie, mate, you're not going to convince me he's the answer.
No.
He's not, for me, he's not even a good enough backup anymore.
No.
He's just not good enough.
He hasn't developed. He hasn't progressed.
No, he hasn't. How old is he now? 25?
No progression, man. And defenders are getting better, not worse.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And to answer your question, do Arsenal need a 20-goal striker to win the league? I think the answer is 100%. I would love to say we're going to get Ivan Toney. All the fan base wants Ivan Toney. That's probably the reason why we won't get him. You know what I mean? But I have this feeling Arteta's going to look into that and go, the poor lad's had a bit of problem with gambling. Do I want this kind of image bringing into the club? It don't bother me what he's done.
He's not a rapist.
That. No, 100%.
Let's get him in the team, man. We need him.
He doesn't play for Wife Beater FC, does he?
You know what I mean? And he's not a paedophile. Yeah. Let's get him in the team. What's the problem?
Yeah, I agree, but I just think I'm just trying to get myself in the head how Arteta is. Yeah. Do you think he's not squeaky clean enough for the image? I don't know what you think on that.
What do I think on it? I'll tell you what I think on it. I think Arteta is clueless at the moment. I don't know what is going on in the background there. Does he have too much going on that he can't keep an eye on who's playing well in training or not?
Yeah.
I think the David Raya situation is very interesting, the way he has overtaken Aaron Ramsdale to be number one. I think that's interesting, but he's a good goalkeeper. But I think Arteta, yesterday, the second half, when we needed him to kind of steer the team home and to give a little bit of leadership and to change things up. The whole thing with Smith Rowe, 4 minutes to go. Pardon my language now, guys, but what the fuck is he going to do in 4 minutes?
Yeah,
when Spurs
I'm angry about that,
top?
mate.
They're on top of us. They were on top. What's he going to do in 4 minutes? You barely have time to tie up your boots in 4 minutes, but he's going to get into the pace of the game. What's he going? What is the point of that substitution?
To me, giving Smith Rowe, overlooking him so many times, and then giving Smith Rowe 4 minutes, for me, it was seriously insulting.
Yeah.
It's disrespectful. And it's like, we could see that Fabio Vieira was trying to give it a go, but he was getting kicked around, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's lightweight guy. Yeah. They're a strong team.
Yeah, for me, that's when you bring in Smith Rowe, because he's a strong lad.
Big lad, yeah. Strong.
Yep. Do you think he looks like he's put on a bit of weight or muscle?
Muscle.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, he looks a bit more streamlined, if that's the right word. But he's obviously always a guy that had big legs. Yeah, Smith Rowe has big legs. You know what I mean? He's strong guy.
I'm thinking to myself, this is like one of our if not our biggest game of the season, North London Derby. And I think people like Smith Rowe, they understand the importance of that game.
Yeah, sure.
And I just don't get it. What has this lad got to do to get on the team?
And Nketiah played 100 minutes. I know they're playing different positions. And Nketiah is getting $1,000 a minute. Yeah, he played 100 minutes. He's looking at Havertz. He's looking at Havertz going on. Go on, man.
But it's like this. In that situation, why didn't he put Jesus up front and put Smith Rowe or Nelson on the wing at that time? Why not?
Yeah, and because they took off Jesus and they left on Nketiah.
Yeah. Because for me, the two players that were giving it their all on the pitch was Jesus and Saliba.
Exactly. Yeah. They were playing for the last man, they were giving it everything.
And if I look at it, if it wasn't for Saliba, it could have been worse.
Yeah. He did the dirty work at times. He put the ball out where it needed to be put out. Yeah.
I think Ben White lacked a little bit of Odegaard made 18 passes all is that for real?
That's actually real, and it's up there, up the stats.
He's having a laugh. That can't be right, is it?
No, he disappeared. He got the 5-year contract and he took off like Ozil.
Oh, mate, that's just really
he wasn't on the field, though. I forgot he was actually on the field at one point.
But, it's like we say, as soon as Rice went off, Odegaard was ghosting. I didn't even realise he was on the pitch, mate.
He didn't have a good game. He did not have a good game.
I'm pretty gutted if Declan Rice. Wow, it's true. And it's like I get it. If Rice has got an injury and a back issue, maybe you've got to get him off because we see how long we was out with.
Supposedly, man, I don't mean to cut across here, but supposedly, you reminded me now. He brought that with him from last season, but in the medical, they just, it'll be all right. Don't take a player that's got already a persistent injury, even if it is Declan Rice. Look, I don't want to get into it, but it's complicated stuff. But
he had the back injury.
He had that injury from last season. They had him properly healed.
He had the back problem in pre-season, didn't he? In the America.
Yeah.
So there's that there. It's like, is he? We saw Saka, right? That's the second game in a row he's gone off limping.
Yeah,
we collapsed.
It wasn't physical on Saka. Like, it's not too physical on him. I remember back in the day when Maradona used to get kicked up in the air and stood on, and they were standing on his ankles.
But come on, Maradona was
physical
on some serious. Yeah, but Maradona was on some serious Class A drugs, mate.
Yeah. That was afterwards, though. That was afterwards. Yeah. He started on cortisone for the pain and for the knees, and then he went to the Sicilian mafia, and then he got some class grade A Napoli's finest.
Yeah, but
Want to get banned off YouTube, right? You know that, right?
Right, you know when he took Rice off and brought Jorginho on.
Yeah.
And now, and you could see we was in a crappy situation there. We needed to keep control of the middle. It's like what I would have actually. I know he's not played for a year, but I would have brought on Jorginho with El Neni. Do you know what I mean? It's like I know El Neni's not
too crap players. Yeah.
But the thing is, El Neni knows his limitations.
Yeah.
And he would have just played it safe, and he would not have messed up like Jorginho there. And I'm just thinking, trying to play Jorginho on his own in a single pivot when you've got bloody North London derby. He's too slow, isn't he?
And he was last man when the mistake happened. Okay, we had plenty of time to recover after that. Let's be fair.
Where was Saliba then?
Exactly. And why was he? Oh my God! Why take a chance? If that was me, I would literally look up and hoof it forward. It doesn't always have to be champagne football. You don't always have to take a third touch. Just get it out the wings, man. Move it wide. Get it out the flank. Move it up the wing. Man.
If in doubt, do it Tony Adams. Just
and Maddison is quick. Maddison is adept at this kind of thing. He's very adept at it. He did it all the time with Leicester, and now he's finding his rhythm with Spurs. He's very adept at picking the pocket of the midfielder or the defender. Have to watch it with him. Don't take your eyes off him. Kick it away.
You looked at Maddison at Leicester. He was always a great player. But coming to Tottenham with better players around, I have to say that they are better players than Leicester. He's gone next level, hasn't he? He's upped his game. And I think watching that, it has a really sour taste in my mouth. But I get that sour taste in my mouth. We could have got Maddison for 40 million and we got the walking zombie, mate.
We got Harrod, exactly.
And I get all these people that go, have you seen him? All these headers he wins, all this he wins. It's like, well, what's happening with it once he's recovered it? Nothing. He doesn't offer nothing. I just don't get it. And
I don't know, mate.
I don't get it. But I thought the best I saw Eddie in that game was when he tried to hack the goalkeeper. That was his most effort.
That was his quickest reaction.
Yeah, it was. And I didn't see anything else after that. But it's criminal, mate. Eddie getting 100 minutes. And was he taking Jesus off because he's managing the injury? But then I think, no, you're not. Because you've got Declan Rice playing with a back problem. We know that Saka's got an Achilles issue. It's like, I don't think he manages these players very well at all. It's like he will just play Saka to the ground. And, I know that when
last season.
And when you've got a young lad like that, right, if they get a serious injury, it can be serious detrimental to their career, can't it?
Yeah.
What's the question there?
It's about the game, the Carabao Cup on Wednesday.
Yeah.
He's not going to take it seriously. He's not going to take it seriously, and we're going to get knocked out. We're playing Brentford, Brentford are Premier League. You know what I mean? So
he's going to start bloody Cedric, isn't he?
Oh God, please no, not Suarez. But they need to. Oh my God! I mean, yesterday, man, the second half was absolutely disastrous. I mean, there was no kind of go in the team whatsoever. They were just chasing shadows out there. It was like half of them were trying to play it, and half of them weren't. They were just disjointed all over the place.
I could probably see when we play Brentford, it's going to be a Ramsdale, Kiwior, Gabriel, Tommy and Ben White, I think.
It's going to be an L.
Yeah. And if we've got a serious injury problem, he can't play Jorginho, because we've seen him before play Jorginho. I mean, we've seen him before play Odegaard in that centre, haven't we? Against Nottingham Forest in the FA Cup that time. Yeah. He can't do it. He's not strong enough.
No.
So, sadly, if Declan Rice is out and everything, the only option I see is probably El Neni and Jorginho together.
We've got no Thomas Partey. We've got no Declan Rice. Let's be honest about that. We've got no Martinelli.
We've got 5 injuries already. We're 6 games in.
But Martinelli, I'm glad I touched on that. No, I thought Martinelli was a big loss on the flank, and Trossard.
Mate.
But for me, Martinelli was a big loss, man.
Games like that, you realise what Martinelli brings to that team. His his speed. He's direct.
He covers back. Yeah, he covers the wing. He's difficult to get past.
That's one thing I must say about Martinelli.
Bursts forward, he bursts.
Yeah, but he tracks back.
Yeah, he does. He's got the pace. He's a young guy. Yeah, got young.
Here's one thing that a lot of people have brought up. I agree. Sedgwick, El Neni, and Kiwi. Do you think El Neni's going to be on his own though in the midfield, gonna forever? I don't see it. I don't see him without Jorginho there.
Yeah, I'm sure they're going to play a two in the centre, like when we have Partey and Rice, but it's going to be El Neni and Jorginho. But I think Jorginho needs to bulk up his ideas, because yesterday's mistake was.
The thing is, Dave, we've got no other options, have we?
No.
I can't believe it, mate. We're already this stage.
We're skint. Yeah, we're skint to the bone.
Excuse me. With this, and he's going to probably play Nelson, isn't he? And hopefully if Smith Rowe doesn't get a start against Brentford, right? I urge that lad to leave.
Yeah. Because he's been held back. His career has been put on ice. It's been put on hold.
Like you said with the other chap, or is it Oregon Gunner?
Yeah, Oregon Gunner.
He is stifling Nelson. I don't rate Nelson anyway. I think he should have moved on a long time ago. He's been there so long. He was the original star boy, and basically he's been passed, hasn't he? And I don't see Nelson or Smith Rowe's career progressing anymore. And it's why give these guys extra contracts and money if you're not going to play them.
And I'd love to go out and I'd love to watch the training, and see what goes on out there. If me went out over there and watch him training. What is Smith Rowe training like? Is he that fucking bad? I mean, give him a game. He's big, like you said, he's robust. He's a robust player and he's uncompromising. He puts the head down and he just goes for it. That's what we needed yesterday. A bit of physicality, young guy, and he's hungry. See, when he came on the pitch, when he came on, he was like that, but he only had 4 minutes. You know what I mean?
You can imagine Arteta on the sideline saying to him, right, score me a goal that you're not getting picked for the next 6 games. I know that's just me.
So he's a better player than Arteta.
I just don't get it. And then you look at Arteta on the sideline and he's running around like a demented madman. And then you look at Ange and he's calm.
Well, sure, Arteta. I'm just going to turn on the light there, yeah. But Arteta caused it, man. Arteta caused it. Let me just turn on the light there because nighttime is coming.
Yeah. Hey, Gunner
Arteta
forever.
Arteta caused the problem, man.
I just reading that about how much we missed Saliba with a back injury. I hate to think, mate, without Rice or Partey in that. Well, I know we've not had no Partey, but I hate to think what the games are going to be like now. I just think we're going to lose everything, can't we? And we're just going to look drab.
Yeah, we got Manchester City on October the 8th.
We know that Jorginho can pin a quality pass, don't we?
He can't clear the ball when Madison's running in. There's one thing you want to pin the ball out of play.
Oh, mate. Easy. I never wanted to see Jorginho and Havertz playing together. It's a frigging nightmare, mate. But
Havertz is up there though with Havertz is like there with Mbappe. They're like the same level.
Yeah. But you looking at that, does that midfield scare you?
That wouldn't scare. There's a bunch of 10-year-olds out there kicking the ball. I can hear them. It doesn't scare them. I heard them laughing when they heard the team.
I'm all. I'm pretty sure. I'm all right with El Neni. I'm not all right with El Neni, but we know what we get. He keeps it simple. We're never going to get anything flash out of him. He knows his levels, doesn't he? But when he plays, he always puts in an effort.
Oh, his levels. He knows his levels.
He's gonna pass it sideways.
Yeah, he's not going to do anything spectacular and leave us open.
But I'm pretty sure he ain't going to lose the ball like Jorginho.
No,
like that.
He really took his eye off the ball. Yeah, pardon the pun. Yeah, but he took his eye off it completely. And with a player like Madison nearby, you have to be respectful of his ability. He is a good player.
I've got to let me cat in.
That's what I thought. I could hear a cat. I have the window open. I don't know. Was it outside?
Yeah, he wants me to open the door to let him in.
All right, I have the window open here, you see. I didn't know was it outside or not. I didn't know where that was coming from. I thought it was outside the window here. I have a window just here, yeah. and I have it open.
Well, no, I don't know what to expect from that Brentford game,
but it was, like, not to go on about it, but yesterday was very, very, very disheartening. It was. Am I right? It was disappointing, right?
Yeah,
I
said, I had to switch off some of them fan channels, mate, because people were just screaming, and I get it, we're angry, but the screaming, I felt like I was in a kindergarten, mate.
Yeah. I honestly just laid down on the bed afterwards. Honestly, I actually had to de-stress. I went into like child's pose, and I was like, I'm sucking my thumb. It was awful. It was traumatic. Like this guy here, he was freaked out of his mind.
Mate, you just
feel like night, man. This guy had a terrible night.
It just made you feel like curling up in the fetal position, didn't it?
Exactly. It was traumatic. It was, and you know what? I don't get upset by games at all anymore. I'm a bit more mature now.
Yeah,
I take it with a pinch of salt. I look to the next game, but after what happened last season, it's like we're gone backwards, and it's just after It's after opening up a lot of old wounds, man, that I thought had healed. That's how best I can put it. It's desperate. It was a real sense of.
But the thing is, I know Havertz has had a bit of stick from the fan base, but also I've seen a lot of people backing him as well and saying, give him time. Well, I think it's getting to that. I think it's getting to that point now where you can't really defend him. It's getting really hard to defend him.
We don't have time, though. We don't have time. Like, no disrespect to him, but he needed to come in and hit the ground running. He's been playing in the Premier League for a couple of seasons. He knows the league in and out. He knows the competition. He knows the players that are opposing him in every team. It's nothing new. There's no. He's familiar with Maddison. He's familiar with these guys. I mean, what the level? If he's not at it, he should at least have the moral courage to turn around to say Arteta and say, "Look, I get what you're trying to do for me, and I appreciate you trying to help me, but I'm not up to it." He's not up to it.
Yeah, I don't. I think mentally the guy's struggling. And it is. He needs to probably be introduced for 10 or 15 minutes a game. And as soon as he scores, hopefully it'll put him back on track. But I'm not seeing a 65 million player.
But you know what? Exactly. But you know what I think when I see him, like, for such a big, tall guy, he's rangy. When he shoots, it's very weak. Now, what is the thing with that? I mean, there's very little power when he actually connects with the ball and hits a goal.
Did you see that shot
against PSV? Nothing.
Did you see that shot he had, though? That's like the third or fourth time I've seen him do that now.
He hits it at the player. He hits it weak. I mean, you're not meant to hit it at the guy jumping around. You're meant to hit it into the corner.
But that's the same with the Jesus situation in that game. It's like, just keep it low, mate. Place it.
Yeah, he got played in. He won the ball. He did the hard part. He got it off Maddison. Get it out of your feet. I'll just put it in.
And if you remember when Eddie got the ball on the right, and he took that shot at the keeper, it was never going to go in, mate.
No.
The keeper was at his near post. He must have had a 5 centimeter gap. How's it getting in there? Why didn't he just square the ball?
Yeah, the worst one from Eddie yesterday, I think, was the one that he didn't go for. A corner came in, and there was no one at the back post, and the ball went through that area. Yeah, it bypassed everybody, and Eddie was looking. He was standing there, and he could see it happening. Yeah, what was going to happen, and he didn't run in and just tap it in.
Ghosting, mate.
He stayed outside the 6-yard box. He stayed away from it.
Guy gets 100k a week.
He was just looking at it. Why didn't he just run in? Oh man!
Well, apparently he's our Ian Wright.
And he was over in the US mid pre-season, and he was I think in New York, and he was by the street sign with the bird, and they had you know what I mean? They had the jewels dripping off him, and they had this and that, and the Calvin, and he was like that with the boys. He brought over 7 buddies, and they were like that in New York, I think in Brooklyn, and they took one of those famous pictures by the street sign. I was like, Jesus, man, would you get on the training ground? Honestly.
You want about Havertz?
No, fucking Eddie.
Oh, Eddie.
Eddie was over in New York like that. You know? Eddie was over, and I like Eddie. Eddie was over in New York with the boys. He brought 7 and was over. The missus was there. They had the drip coming off him. Yeah, the jewels and the Prada was on, and he was like that in Brooklyn by one of the famous Brooklyn street signs, the green signs. New York, he was like that.
Like he just
get back on the training ground, man. Yeah. Get back on the training ground.
Yeah. But what is happening at that training ground with injuries?
I don't know, but honestly, I mean, is it a car park or what?
I think Havertz's only answer is go back to the Bundesliga.
Division 1, guy. You want to make it in the Bundesliga?
Mate, and could you imagine Havertz in the Championship? It'd be even worse.
He get kicked around the place. And Ketia is the shorter version of Sanogo. yeah, Sanogo. You Sanogo!
So basically, our man of the match for that game was Romero, wasn't it? Dave,
yeah, they gave it to Saka, but for me, it was Romero. He played brilliant for us. But that's the thing. We got all the luck in the world. Yeah, we got all the luck in the world with the penalty decision, with the goal, the first goal. We got all the luck in the world. Spurs, they crafted the goals. Okay, the second one was a bit of a. But did you see the first one? Maddison got it. As soon as he got it, there was something inevitable. A beautiful run, a lovely little ball in, and the finish from Son was. And White was in the middle. Why wasn't he on the wing? Oh my God!
Could you imagine Maddison playing for us? Would have been brilliant.
Yeah. Oh, we got Havertz though. What's the problem?
Yeah, we got Havertz.
Yeah. Big name player, signed him from Chelsea. Oh, you know what I mean? Bosh. He's not in player.
Havertz, he doubles up as a Halloween clown.
He's like a light post. He's like a lamp post. He's just standing there. At least Crouch, in fairness to Peter Crouch, like he was a much taller man, but Crouch actually had a bit of skill.
Yeah, he did.
He actually was a goal. He was a baller. He could actually play.
You know, I look at Havertz's first touch. It's horrible. It's like he's wearing clogs.
Yeah. It's like I'm going to put up this comment here from Gunnar Forever. Yeah, but it's like I said to the two lads that were on earlier, to Dre and to Oregon Gunnar. Chelsea will not give you a player that is going to come back to haunt them. They will only sell you a player that is surplus to requirements and there's something wrong. They're not going to sell us a good player. They never have. They never have.
Well, the biggest reason of getting rid of Jorginho was because his legs had gone.
Yeah.
You know, he's got no speed in him.
They gave us David Luiz. They gave us Willian. They gave us, you know what I mean? And we gave them, who did we give them? We gave them, was it Cesc?
Omar Hutchinson.
Yeah. You know what I mean? And when we gave away Van Persie, we gave it to United. You think United would have given us Rooney? What is our problem? It doesn't matter who's... Yeah. We give them good players, and they give us crap. We gave United Sanchez when he was at his best. Okay, he wanted away. After that, he had a nightmare. His career went completely under.
I get what he's saying. This team should be built around Saliba, but it's built around Odegaard. You can see it, can't you?
Yeah.
You think?
Yeah.
You know, and I like Odegaard. He's got, you know, his skill levels is phenomenal, but he still goes absent in big games.
Maybe they think he's more influential, Odegaard in the midfield, but yesterday he did nothing.
Nothing. And I didn't even see any rallying or jeering up for him. You know, like, come on, lads, get your head in the game.
Nothing at all, right? Nothing at all. There was nothing going on. Let me just talk to a couple of Arsenal YouTubers there 1 second. I'm not talking to them, but I'm going to send them a few messages. Yeah, but the game was very disappointing, and I just can't get away from that. Yeah, it was just.
But the thing is, you know, we talk about the Brentford game, and then our next game coming up. Who we got after that? Bournemouth.
After which?
Who's our next Premier League game? Is it Bournemouth?
Let me check. I should probably know that being the old school runner.
Could be Bournemouth.
Mm-hmm. Come on, baby. Yeah, Bournemouth, on Saturday.
Yeah.
Saturday we're away to Bournemouth, and then we've got Manchester City.
Yeah. We better win to Bournemouth.
Yeah, we need to take the 3 points because we're going to lose against City. So we need to take the 3 points there.
Mate, can you imagine if we don't win against Bournemouth? The fan base is going to riot.
It's not going to achieve anything. Arteta's not going to be forced out.
Wasn't Mikel Sylvester actually in our academy as well? from an early age.
Yeah, he was. He was,
wasn't he?
Yeah, and then he went off to United or whatever, and then he came back, and then
Mikel Sylvester. Oh my God. You know, instead of Havertz, I'd rather have an aging David Platt.
Yeah, definitely. Absolutely, man. Even Francis Jeffords.
Mate,
he was terrible.
I'd take Francis Jeffers right now.
Wingnut.
You know, at least he scored about 6 goals for us.
Franny Jeffers by Wingnut.
Because Havertz is now 007, isn't he?
Christopher Ray. Havertz is 007. What the hell is that? -7, is there?
No goals, no assets. 7 performances. 007, no goals, no assets.
007, is it? Jesus, he's 00. He's far from James Bond now, is where he was born, damn Muppet.
Yeah. So
what a long string of misery. He's like a long string of misery.
It just feels like to me, my neighbour's dog. Yeah, and I bet your neighbour's dog.
All right, guys.
Yeah.
Keep the comments clean, now, guys. Keep the comments clean, okay?
Yeah.
I'm joking.
I bet your neighbour's dog can dribble better than Havertz out his mouth.
Oh, he'd be dribbling all over the place, I'd say. Dribbling all over the sofa. Dribbling all over the sofa.
Yeah. Yeah, but if it was me, mate, I'd get rid of him in January. But it's not going to happen, is it?
Honestly, I was the lowest I've been in a long time after yesterday's game. It was just the manner of it was just, oh my God. And it was just, what was Arteta thinking? Like in the second half, he's looking out, he's watching it, and he can't do anything about it. I mean, desperate times calls for desperate measures. You have to do something drastic. He's looking out and he's seeing that. My God,
and then you've got Big Ange next to him, as calm as it comes.
Yeah, because everything was going to plan. Jesus.
You know, all I've got to say to that Big Ange is hats off to him, mate. You know, he's bought some nice
football. Respect.
Yep.
And I said it earlier as well with the two lads. I don't think they're big Tottenham fans. I get it, but you have to give Tottenham credit where it's due. They played well yesterday, and their goals, the first goal was beautiful. What a finish!
You know, I'm not into that either. You know, if I can see a team playing well, I don't care if it's Tottenham or not. I'll say it.
Got to give them credit, by. They were brave.
He really. I know. I would like to say we'd loan Havertz out. Who would you loan him to, though?
Brentford, and we take Tony. Do you like my enthusiasm? Whenever anyone says that, who would you loan him out to? Brentford.
Well, actually, that's actually a good one, really, because if we loan him,
they can have Havertz. We give them 20 million, and we take Tony. But we have to give them money because Havertz is, they're not stupid, like.
You know, they always say that Brentford, I think it's Brentford's grounds like a shopping centre, don't they? So if we give him Kai Havertz...
It's like Iceland. Iceland is what they say.
We give him Kai Havertz. That's brilliant because he's pretty much a shelf stacker, isn't he?
Okay, exactly. And he doesn't need the steps, the little steps. What we do is we'll give them 100 million, right? 100 million, 75 for Tony, and 25 so they take Havertz.
Well, they reckon they only want
100 million, and we take Tony. Nice.
I heard that Brentford only wants 60 million for Tony.
Your man was saying 75. What's his name? Thomas Frank. He said that Brentford are open to him leaving in January, but they value him at 75. But that doesn't mean that they're going to look. Arsenal will give him an offer of 40, and then we'll go to 45, and then we'll go to 50.
I would like to think that when we took Raya, and we're going to give him that 30 million next year or whatever, I'd like to think it's like, well, we take Raya now, we'll honour that contract if you give us Tony for this fee. What do you think?
I'd say no. It's time for Arteta to retire. I think it's time for Nketiah to retire. I think Havertz should be just put down on humanitarian grounds, and we should just euthanize Havertz. Tony should become captain of the team, and he's a good guy as well. He has a couple of tips for the bets. You take a couple of tips off Tony. Like Ivan Tony should start a channel actually, betting with Tony. You know what I mean?
I like the way that you at least said that we should put Havertz down on humanitarian grounds.
Humanitarian grounds, right? You know what I mean?
That's nice, isn't it?
You'd be doing you a favour, the world.
Just go to sleep.
I swear to God, like yesterday, he was just like Bambi on ice. Jesus, get a hold of it, man. Get your foot on the ball. Get a hold. What we needed was someone like Smith Rowe to physically get a hold of the ball and charge through. Try to break through. If you don't punch a hole, oh my God.
See, this is another thing. What is Arteta telling them lads? It's like they had both their centre midfielders on yellow cards, right? Why are we not running at them? They're
exactly.
Slip up,
and a drop out, stretch them, and they're going to have to be careful. They can't dive in. They're going to let you go. You know what I mean? They're going to let you run.
It's like you've got two guys in the midfield on yellows. Why are we not running at them?
And targeted.
I don't get it. What has he learned? What did Pep teach him? Well, I don't think Pep. I think basically, his ego's out of control, mate.
I think they were making Spanish omelets and stuff for the team. I think they were cooking omelets together, and then Arteta would make the tea.
I have to credit Arteta with bringing some nice football to the Emirates and creating a brilliant culture because the club was toxic, but the thing is, the rest of it is just it's a disaster, mate. It's man management, playing players out of position, playing players that are not fit. I don't get what he's doing. I don't think he knows what he's doing.
Slow to react.
Slow to react.
When there's like a crisis. Game management.
I just don't think he'll listen to anybody. I like omelettes.
He's definitely not going to listen to us anyway.
He isn't.
Me too. And Spanish food is quite nice. Get a bit of tapas.
Paella, bit of sangria.
I had a run in back in Madrid like maybe 6 years ago. I was sitting on the square in the center of Madrid, and I only wanted to sit down and have like a drink. It was a hot day. Oh, when the waiters heard, they came over nice as pie by, the waiters. And as soon as they heard I wasn't ordering food by, they almost gave me a slap into the face. Jesus.
Did you see that Balogun? Did you see?
As soon as they heard that I didn't want actually to eat and they weren't going to get money.
Yeah. Did you see that Balogun missed 2 penalties on his?
This is the face I made. That is the face I made. But that was the face I made. They almost slapped me in the face because I wouldn't order some Spanish food. And they were looking at me. The waiters were really being assholes, and they were like that. So I was like that. The face I made. I mean, they must think, brilliant. Right? Honest to God, they think of Irish guys and they think leprechauns, St. Patrick on acid, I don't know what else. But do they know what the Irish are really like? We are scum. We are scum. No. Like, if we throw the hands, there's no one going to walk away from me. So, I don't know what they thought I was, some kind of fairy boy. Anyway, I'll see you next time. You and me are going to go back in 1 year, yeah? We're going to go back to that Spanish restaurant, and we're just going to wear tracksuits, and we're going to beat them up.
Was you from Northern Ireland or Republic?
There's only one.
Republic, then.
Republic, man. I'm from the Republic. There's only one, my friend.
Then bloody
Chucky your law, Jerry. Chucky your law.
You bloody hate them English, then?
No, I actually don't. I actually have more in common with them than the Northern Irish.
That's all right, though, because I'm not English.
Well, that doesn't, to be honest, that never bothered me about you, man, or any of the fellas on here, because majority are English anyway, but I genuinely like you and the other guy, McManus, Pete, Stapes, you know what I mean? Guys like that. I like them. I really like them. But I go to work, for example, and I'm in work, and I have guys come. I'll just say this, then I let you. But when I'm in work,
you go for it.
Obviously, there's a lot of English guys coming in with their ladies, and they're coming down to London for the weekend. As soon as they hear I'm Irish, they could not be friendlier. Now you can see that they know they're clued in. Yeah, they know the past, but they're nice and they're polite. And you know what? I am too. Why not? People from the north, though, I don't know. I think they're from the north, but I think they're guys that don't like the Republic. Yeah, but I don't know. I don't ask them their religion. But people from the north, I have clashed with more than the English, for example. The English are a bit more understanding and polite, and they talk normally to me, like not never. And it's true because not never did happen between us. Like as individuals, but the people from the north, they come to the hotel and they rub me up the wrong way. And I'll tell you why. Because they want to be part of the UK, and they know that everyone in the Republic is Catholic, so they know that we are one way. Whereas when I hear them from the north, I don't know, are they green or orange? Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like on the flag, we have the green, white, and gold. I don't know, are they gold or are they green? And they can be very, you can feel it, yeah? It's bristling.
Yeah.
As soon as they hear my accent, they're kind of like... and then I start acting like fucking Rambo, you know what I mean? Like in First Blood.
Walking around like the governor.
I'm walking like that. Everything okay here? Boom, you know, with the head like that.
Well, in my defence, Dave, right? My mum is Welsh. My dad is Scottish.
That's where the good looks come from. That's where the good looks come from.
Not anymore. They've gone now.
But, mine too, mate. They fade with time, huh?
Yeah. So my mum was Welsh. My dad was Scottish, but I was born and bred in England. So
nice.
I'm English by default, aren't I? You know, we're
technically technicality.
Yeah, exactly. Arteta is an arrogant Pete. Yeah, he is.
He is. Let's get me banned off YouTube, lads. I don't mind.
Yeah, but he's got really nice hair, and his eyebrows always look on point.
He's got black shoes and like little pants. He looks like he works in Marks and Spencer.
It's like, you know, I often put like the bench cam on the big telly, and it's the only time my missus walks in.
Oh yeah, the bench cam. Yeah, I can't wait to see it this time.
Yeah, and basically it's the only time my missus walks in and watches football because she's looking at Arteta's arse.
Oh yeah, because there's a lot to see there.
Yeah, because he's so handsome.
Oh Arteta, yeah, he's so handsome. Yeah, he don't know how much about football though.
42 different formations. I know. He's like the spaghetti
Christmas
of management.
Tree formation.
For the spaghetti of management.
Christmas tree formation.
Just throw it all
5-6-3-1.
Yeah, he's basically just throw it all in a pot. Let's stir it up, mix it about, and let's see what happens, guys.
Are New Zealand in the Rugby World Cup there? Going off a bit there.
Mate, I don't even watch rugby.
The All Blacks, so you don't know, no? The All Blacks are not like on the news or...
The last time I watched the All Blacks, Jonah Lomu played for them.
At least you watched it in the good times.
Yeah, that's probably about 15 years ago, isn't it?
He passed away, the poor guy.
Yeah, he did.
Poor Big Jonah.
Remember. I think it was kidneys, wasn't it?
Yeah, his kidneys.
Yeah.
Kidney failure. Poor guy.
I did remember this story that you know, when they used to do the, what do you call it, the throw-in with the ball, is that the line out?
The line out.
Because he wasn't meant to be in the line out, but they used to throw him in the line out because he had attention deficit disorder, and they used to have to keep him concentrated. So they used to throw him in that too, just to keep, because he was a bit, you know, he was a bit, had problems up there, you know. But what a player, mate! Jonah. I can always remember though when he smashed the English team, didn't he?
No, he's a
I bet you like that
guy. Yeah. He's a colossal guy. He smashed the Irish as well, though. That was the thing. He got past us as well.
Was that when you had that really good number 10? Was it O'Driscoll?
Yeah, Brian O'Driscoll.
Brilliant, mate.
And we had Ronan O'Gara. You know Ronan O'Gara? Yeah. O'Gara's like Munster, O'Driscoll is Leinster. But you know they tried to kill O'Gara in the British and Lions tour. They tried to maim him.
Saying that, I have watched rugby. I went to see the British Lions when Diallo was in it and Brian O'Driscoll.
Lawrence Diallo.
Yeah, that was probably 10 or 15 years ago, wasn't it? 15 years ago. Last time I watched
at least. And they had like we had a strong provincial team. We had Munster, which was the enemy of O'Driscoll. O'Driscoll was like from Leinster. They're successful now in the Heineken Cup, the European Cup. But back in the day, Munster were the team. Back in the day, Munster were the team, yeah? Munster.
Arteta has 42 different formations. It's just that they all look the same.
Christmas tree.
We ain't
Wales are in the quarterfinal. Yeah, Wales destroyed Australia. I know you want to talk about rugby, but they beat Australia like 40 points to 8.
Yeah. But we ain't winning the league, are we?
Arsenal?
No.
Winning the league? What are you talking about? Stop smoking and stuff, man. I'm telling you, it's not good for you. Yeah, I know it's only a vape, but seriously, Arsenal winning the league. Are you being serious? What are you talking about?
No, I said we're not winning the league.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, of course we're not. What?
We're playing for top 4 already.
Get off my channel. Don't come back. I've had enough. That's enough of that kind of monarchy. Arsenal winning the league. Of course, we're not winning that. With your, what do they call those questions again? A question that answers itself.
Close-ended questions, basically, aren't they?
Yeah, it answers itself anyway.
Yeah. But
the answer is in the question. Mate. For God's sake. Look at, I mean, you're trying to traumatize Gunnosaurus. He's still getting over yesterday, man. It was pretty upset. I had the ball here and I was like that. I had the ball here, right? This is official merchandise, by the way, guys. Not a fake. Got this at the club shop. I had the ball and I was like that. Have it. You know what I mean? I almost wrecked that.
Thing is, though,
had it all right.
Who's going to replace Arteta?
Did Serbi? I don't know. Honestly, man, I do not know. Maybe Pochettino if things continue with Chelsea.
I don't want Pochettino. He couldn't even achieve anything with all them stars at PSG.
Manchester City, what? They're going for the league, what?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think Liverpool, like we say, Liverpool are back on their game. All right, they're always good for conceding, but they've got a great forward line, haven't they?
Yeah, they do. Irresistible. And to be honest, Salah is not at his best. I don't know. He's not quite where he was. And if he comes back to that, watch out. Especially Man United, they need to watch out because they'll get beaten 7-0. You know what I mean? That's what happened to them.
Did you see Newcastle 8-0?
What game was that? I heard about it, and then
against Sheffield United.
Yeah, and I went to watch the highlights of it. People were raving about it. Yeah, well,
I tell you what, Sheffield United, Luton, and Burnley are going straight back down.
Yeah, and man,
I think I think Everton are going to skip a bullet again, but they're going to play. I think they're going to be a bit better this season.
That player from Sheffield United dropped dead. Yeah, the women's team. I saw it in the news. Cusack.
What was that?
There was a player that plays for Sheffield United's women's team, and she dropped it at home. Cusack is her name, a 27-year-old.
Yep.
But she, like before the game against Newcastle, the United players came out and the Sheffield United, they all had her number 8 jersey on with Cusack. All of them.
Good on them.
Didn't help him in the game though. Fuck. No. Anyway.
But I do like that part of football where we do that. Yeah. Most teams, like the clapping for opposing fans that have died. The Cronkies will. Oh, mate!
Don't tell me that.
I can see.
Mesut is going to come back and coach. Why not Patrick Vieira? I know he's not the best coach in the world, but why not give Vieira a crack?
No, we're going to get Per Mertesacker, and we're going to get Jack Wilshere as his assistant. Or El Neni's going to go into retirement, and he's going to be his number 2.
Sanchez is coming back as coach. Alexis Sanchez is coming back. He's going to run the club into the ground.
I see Guna put earlier that you text Simeone. I don't like his. I get it. I just don't like his brand of football.
Simeone is a fucking good coach, but a scumbag.
I just think his tactics are dross, mate. Just boring.
Yeah. And he's a scumbag as well.
I don't think Arsenal would go for that type of manager because, even when we've played crap, we've always had great like ticky-tacky football, always, haven't we? Since Wenger, it's been our philosophy, that kind of play, hasn't it? And I just don't see it changing up for Simeone. I don't think he'd get a chance.
Yeah, the thing is as well, like when I was in South America 2 years ago, I had the pleasure of having a lot of time to watch football on Sundays. And La Liga football was being played a lot in Venezuela on the TV, so you could watch La Liga. So I used to watch Arsenal too, but I was watching La Liga. And when Atletico are losing, they are the nastiest team. Like, he's testing them out. No, the players, the team.
Oh.
When they're losing, the players themselves, the 11 on the field, Simeone sends them out to actually hurt people. And I can't abide by that. Because I watched the game on the big screen at home. I was watching it in Venezuela on the big screen, and they were losing. And they came on in the second half, and they were hurting players. They were going in with the intention to actually put them off the field. he sent them out like that. And I'm telling you, no, man, I'm no pussy. Yeah? It was brutal, the stuff that was going on out there. And I could not believe that the ref wasn't actually pulling them about it, because some of the tackles were, if you did that out on the road, man, 6 months, you'll be locked up.
You know,
I can't believe he sends them out, man. It's just tuggery. They're just scum.
I want to see a competitive game,
Scum.
but I don't want to see people taking people out like that.
Yeah, and they were going out there to actually end them, to finish the game, to put them off the field, and he sent them out there with that one thing in mind. They were just kicking guys up into the air, 2-footed on the ankle, up on the knee, into the thigh. I mean, come on, man. And it was full on. The guys are rolling around on the ground in agony, and then he just stopped moving, and the ref was like, I'm not too sure. Jesus, man.
I agree with that comment.
He sends his teams out to be thugs, man.
Yeah, I agree with that comment there, Dave.
I wouldn't like Thierry Henry to be a manager, would destroy their legacy. Yeah, it would. And they wouldn't make a go of it.
Yeah, that's a good point. Hey, this chap should come on your channel, mate. He's pretty clued up.
Yeah, that's Arsenal since 1987 is who that is. But he changed his handle. Yeah, I didn't know that either. And he was. I don't think he was too impressed that I didn't know who he was. That's Arsenal since 87.
Yeah, that makes sense now. Hello, mate.
Yeah, Arsenal since 87. He's gone undercover.
I confused him with Jez, didn't I?
He's gone undercover. Yeah, you confused him with Jez. He's
George
gone undercover.
Graham wasn't good, but we were. Yeah, and I fully get you, mate. Yeah, Graham's football was pretty boring as well. But yeah, we were winning trophies.
1-0 to the Arsenal, bye.
1-0 to the Arsenal, mate. Shut up shop, offside trap. Here we go.
Yeah, they'd be like, then after the game, they'd be like that in the pub with all the ladies, up the arse. You know what I mean? Up the Arsenal, bye.
And didn't we win one of them trophies when Tony Adams was in prison? We did, didn't we, under Graham?
No.
I think he was in prison for drink driving, wasn't he?
Yeah. DUI, yeah. But what year was that then? Was it 89 or was it 91?
God, I can't even bloody remember. This guy.
There's nobody stalking you, man. There's nobody stalking you. You are not a 6-foot blonde from Sweden. There's no one
mate,
stalking
back
you.
off. I'm Dave's number one stalker.
If he was a 6-foot blonde from Sweden, female, by the way, not male, you know what I mean? Maybe then you'd be getting stalked.
You can't say that now, mate. You've got to be open to all that.
Open to what?
It doesn't matter if it's female or male. You've got to be open to all that now.
Just one more letter on the LGBTQXRYZJ -10 +4 R squared.
I got nothing.
And then there's the long division sign being put into it as well. There's heat.
Yeah, I got
there's
nothing,
some
I've got nothing against them. You know, they can do whatever they want.
I got nothing against them either, right? Nothing at all.
Yeah, I know, but I meant they won't be content till they've used all the alphabet.
Exactly. And they took the best names. They took Brad and Chad. They took some good names as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They took some good names by Brad and Chad and, Leroy. They took all some good, strong lads' names. You know what I mean? They didn't take David, though. I didn't take John. I didn't take Andrew. You know what I mean?
What's your plans for the evening, mate?
My plan. I didn't take Scott. Scott's a good, strong name. My plans for the evening. Let's see. I'm going to scratch. I don't know. Let's see, what time is it? 7:20. I wasn't going to watch some Netflix and then relax, and then tomorrow I'm off. I'm off all week, so I might be meeting a friend tomorrow. I'm meeting a friend on Wednesday.
I watched a weird film last night.
So tomorrow evening, Wednesday evening, I think I won't be around. What was the film called?
I watched this film on Netflix last night. It was called Wolf. It's got the actor, Wolf. It's got the actor, is it Paddy Constantine in it?
Ah, yes.
And what it is, it's about these young adults or teenagers or whatever they are, and they've all got animal dysphoria. Like, one of them thinks he's a squirrel, one of them a wolf, one of them a parrot, and it was the most out of it film I've seen.
Okay, let me check it there now. 1 second. I'm going on Netflix.
If it's on your YouTube, it's called Wolf.
It's probably some New Zealand film, is it? About some kids.
It's an English film, Paddy Constantine.
Ah, okay. I'm sure he could be, you know what I mean? He could be over in New Zealand as we speak.
Yeah. So I watched that last night. It was the weirdest film I've watched. It's not.
Oh.
Is it? Yeah, because I know there's a TV show on Netflix called Wolf as well, but it's the film called Wolf. But yeah, it was an out of it film, mate.
Wolf. Netflix.
You should watch that if you've got it on your Netflix, because I know New Zealand Netflix has got more shows.
Here we go. Let's see.
It's a guy that thinks
like
he's the wolf.
6 episodes, is it? 6 episodes.
No, it's not that. That's a TV show. It's a film called Wolf.
Wolf.
It might not be on your Netflix.
Let me do a double check here. 1 second. Wolf. Provocative psychological drama. Ah, yeah.
Has it got a guy that says he's into being a wolf?
Paddy Constantine.
Yeah, that's
a young man clashes with a ruthless doctor.
Yeah, because he's a good actor, isn't he?
Wolf.
They call him the zookeeper.
Remind me. What do I need to remind him of? I don't think it's on it yet, but it might be coming on.
Oh yeah. If it says remind, you haven't got a release yet, and you're in.
Okay, this will appear when it becomes available.
Oh, it's here now then. Good old New Zealand,
there we go.
Mate.
Yeah. When it becomes available, they will remind me.
That's bizarre, isn't it? It's an English film, but it's got a release in New Zealand Netflix before the UK.
Yeah, I never saw that before where they actually give you like the remind me option.
Oh, that's what it was then. Adams was in court that day.
Ah, nice. We've all been in court. You know what I mean? We've all been in court, had the old court case.
Yeah. Not me, though. I'm a good boy.
Me either. I'd be like that walking up. I went into the court one day, but on behalf of a friend to drop off the thing. I had to make the court payment.
Yeah.
What a scumbag. I never do it again, though. He asked me once. I did it stupidly. I'll never do it again.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to cruise now, mate.
No problem, man. I'm gonna watch some other movie called Wolf until the real one comes along.
Don't watch the TV show. It sounds terrible.
Yeah, I know what that was about.
No. Because I've got to call my sister and have a little chat with my niece.
No problem, man. Enjoy the rest of your day. Yeah? You're starting off. Enjoy the rest of it. It's Tuesday, right? Enjoy the rest of your day.
Yeah, it's Tuesday morning, mate, and I'm off work for about a month, mate. I'll message you and let you know why.
Let's do some collaborations. Yeah, let me know why. I hope it's nothing too serious, huh?
Yeah, no, it's
let's
all
do some
good,
collaborations.
I just had to take a month off work for a few reasons. I'll message you private.
Yeah, do, man, and you take care of yourself. Yeah, I hope everything's all right.
Brilliant.
See you, man. You're back. What are you doing?
I'll see you later, mate.
Take care, yeah. See you later, man. Peace.
Live long and prosper.
You too, man. Adios. All right, guys. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you for everyone that has supported my channel. Thank you for all your comments. I appreciate it. Great to see so many people tuning in. And yeah, guys, there you have it. Like this video for me. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And don't forget to click on that notifications bell, yeah. And thank you, Gunnar, forever, yeah. Arsenal87, thank you, man, for your comments and your support. And I'll see you next time, yeah. And you take care of yourself too, man. See you later, guys.